the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go. Yeah. Let's go. If I go, I'ma get. When I flow, I'ma hit. And I know I'm the kid. I'm a soul, don't forget. I'ma blow up winning. Got my flow so vivid. Here we go, just beginning. Yeah, I throw every inning. Got my flow so legit. All I know is my shit. Here I go, they come with. Post Malone in this bitch. Rockstar making hits. Got guitar in this shit. Leaving scars cause we lit. All these bars that I spit. Yeah. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. If I know what I want, then I know what I get. If I go, they come with, cause they know I get lit. I'm a pro, not a myth, and my flow got some wit. Never slow, drink a fit. I get hype, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for the shit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. Here I go, I get lit. I get hype for the shit. Right.
Hello. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Toe Tags in the building. We got Cap in the building. We got Lay in the building. Lay's away from his camera right now, but he's fixing some good food. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a movie review mukbang with Lay. Show is handling some business. He said he might be late, but you know what that means. And Krills, we'll see what happens there. But as right now, you got us three. You know how we do it.
Why don't you let the kid go?
You know what I'm saying?
I just told you. This is family matters. None of your damn business. Who is this?
First of all, I ain't a teacher. Second, I'm in a real shitty mood. And third, no law says I can't make it my business. So let the kid go.
Well, my man, you just made it your damn business. Get it?
That's right.
Let's rewind.
This one right here is a.
This one's by special request.
We got a fucking movie of the decade candidate right here with my man Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd. Yo, it's beautiful. We're gonna be reviewing Trading Places. My man Cap, what's going on?
That scene that you played would have been excellent if we were reviewing that movie.
We might be. You know what I'm saying? Remember, we always do shit
Exclusive!
you know, just in case. But yeah, man, I had to let people know what it's like, you know, to mind their damn business about where Show and Cruz is at, because those are the answers that they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Those are the answers that I'm allowed to answer on behalf of Show and Cruz. You know, the crowd's going wild every time I mention Cruz and Show. It's so good though. There goes Lay. What up, Lay?
What's going on?
Chilling, man, chilling. I was just telling everybody, you know, to like, subscribe, share, you know, put it on your MySpace, your Facebook, write the link down, mail that shit to your family, have your family like, subscribe, share, and after you did all that shit, you can go fuck yourself.
That's it. The key factor.
That's it. Yes, that might be the most important part of this whole process.
I believe you're absolutely correct on that one, my friend.
There you go. But yo, we got one hell of a fucking movie, man. One hell of a fucking movie. It's sad. It's sad that kids nowadays probably have never seen this shit. But we're gonna learn them. We're gonna learn them.
Yeah, this was required viewing for us growing up.
Hell yeah.
It's when I remember my uncle was like, "Yeah, I haven't seen Trading Spaces. No, sit your ass down on the couch. We put it on right now."
That's it. Shit. 3 years old. Like, what the fuck we watching? But fuck it, man. Yo, it's there. All right. So we'll do the. This movie's pretty much is gonna be a discussion. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
it's pretty much gonna be a discussion because if we're gonna review this shit, this movie has so many ups, downs, lefts, rights, so many funny jokes in the shit that you might not even get. You know what I'm saying? So
some that'll probably be offensive nowadays, you know. So remember that this is their early '80s.
Oh yeah.
So remember that, folks.
For real. So
who wants that reference in a second?
who wants to start? Which one of y'all want to start with this?
I'll start it off if you don't mind.
All right. Do you think?
Yeah. So like I said, this was required viewing. This is back in the day where family members like, you've never seen this. We either gonna go to Blockbuster, or they already had it on VHS.
Mm-hmm.
And you put it in a VCR. For people who don't know, a VHS was a cassette about that big that you played the movie. And if you wanted to watch it again, you had to rewind the tape inside the thing and then play it again.
100%.
Oh yeah.
This movie is, yes, it's a comedy, but it's well made. There's weird, like, actual messaging in it that you could find. It's about a dude. It's about a black dude and a white dude on the opposite ends of the spectrum. They, spoiler alert, trade places through nefarious means, and they actually learned that it's one of those weird things where you could see firsthand that we have more in common than uncommon. The only other thing I'd say is, for today's standard, there's a very problematic scene where Dan Aykroyd is in blackface. But this is what I'd say about this. So the history of blackface has a horrible connotation to it. But this movie plays it a little differently, because the joke is not on him. The joke is not about a white dude who showed up as a Jamaican guy. The joke in that scene is that Jamie Lee Curtis is whether she's German or Swedish, because she says she's Swedish, but she's wearing German fucking lederhosen.
Because you're wearing lederhoses.
Yeah. So it's a weird dichotomy where, I mean, again, for today's day and age, everything's fucking offensive. But to watch the movie originally, it wasn't done as offensive. It didn't come off as offensive. It came off as hilarious because, again, the joke wasn't on him. It was on Jamie Lee Curtis, which that's a great twist if you're going to do something like that.
Absolutely.
Plus, if you want to be mad, there's an actual movie in the 80s, an entire movie with this white dude tried to get into college, couldn't, and was like, well, fuck it, I'll turn into a black guy, and that's how I'll get in.
Oh, yeah, it's Soul Man.
Yeah.
It wasn't even convincing at all either.
No, it looked like he just put on like bronzer or some shit.
Yeah. It looked like he went to the Hogan School of Skincare.
I was about to say, you had Hogan trying to get into college. Shit.
Yeah, man.
And overall, funny movie, good movie, quotable lines, and just like feeling good, Lewis, looking good, like. Fucking one of my favorites towards the end where shit's going down and the two old dudes, one of them has like a heart attack. He's like, "Fuck him! Turn the machines back on. Get anybody in here!" Like, fucking hilarious shit.
Man, it's it's funny because I watched it twice before this, because I watched it and I was like, gotta watch it again, and I literally laughed like I watched it for the first time. Like it's funny, and I told you guys, I do this every I do the movie from Thanksgiving to New Year's because in the time period of that movie, it goes through those 3 holidays. Like it literally goes one end to the other end. You know what I mean? And at no point has anybody ever told me it's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, literally, Christmas is like it's one of the reasons a lot of stuff happens is because of the fact that it's colder. You know, the weather. It's actually the movie has a lot to as kind of the background of it is a stock market in a sense. You know what I mean? It's a trader and it's just like a hustler. That's Eddie Murphy. By the way, this is the one movie that really made Eddie Murphy. You know, like it put him on the cuffs of becoming the Beverly Hills Cop and all that. And like it showed people, oh, he's not just a SNL guy. Like, this guy's hilarious, like and charismatic too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but the movie, I remember the first time I watched it, my cousin goes, "You got to watch it." I go, all right, sit down. You know what I'm saying? HBO, legal box, good love. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know, and we just sit there and go, wow, it's just so ridiculously hilarious. But the great comment, like Cap said, is you realize in your mind you're polar opposites, but when you start like you actually come together for a common goal, you realize, maybe maybe we're not so different, man. You know what I mean? We may have grown up differently, but we have the same ideals right now. And fun fact, you get to see Jamie Lee Curtis tits.
That's the most important part of the movie.
Yes, part of just so do yourself a favor. I know somebody asked me if it happens. I go, it does. So fun times to that. You know what I mean? And it just the social commentary is crazy because of the way it starts or the way it ends. You know what I mean? You never think in your life a guy that probably went to Harvard and lived his life in country clubs would wind up best friends with a guy that grew up probably in the ghetto. His name is Billy Ray. You never think Lewis and Billy Ray would know each other, ever. But the movie gives you that spin, man. And not gonna lie to you, you laugh almost from the moment the movie starts because you're like, wow. Like a servant has one of the best jokes. He goes, "Oh, I'll go to the movies all by myself." You know what I'm saying? Because the guy gave him like a $5 tip because that's from both of us. It was like, you guys are billionaires. What the fuck, man? Why so cheap? So it's this great.
What up, Jason?
Commentary and everything. Just, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, man. If you watch and you don't like it, first of all, I don't think we could ever be friends. I'm gonna say the truth.
Word.
Because I talk about the movie all the time. When this time comes around, the November and December and all that, I go into that mode, man. But yeah, just sit back there do yourself a favor, get yourself out of the mindset of now, right?
Yeah.
And go back to a simpler time where everything wasn't so sensitive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm not saying things being sensitive is bad because you do get to call out inappropriate behavior. That is a good thing. Like they did when the Braves won the World Series, they were still doing the Indian chop, and everybody just lost their minds now because they're making the sound too. So do yourself a favor. Forget Twitter. Go back to a simpler time and just sit back and enjoy comedy gold, honestly, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Pure comedy gold, man. It almost doesn't get any better than that, honestly.
Before toe tags goes, I just want to say comedy and tragedy are so close related to each other because there's something funny, at least one thing funny about every fucking situation.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna watch this, just shut the fuck up and laugh.
Yeah.
Like, realize that jokes, even about taboo subjects, some jokes are just fucking funny.
Yep. And the great thing about it is, if you ever seen this, right there, some of the great comedians can do great dramatic roles, and that's pretty much it's on the nose what Cap just said, because they understand that there's humor in everything that they can find. Some of the worst shit in the world. I've heard some of the funniest jokes I've heard was about 9/11, and it's tragic. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But when someone with that mindset and that kind of genius can flip it, and you go, you know what, it's a sucky day, but that is a good point. You know what I mean? Like the train service was never better. They said after that, the train service was never better. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want uptown. because everybody was downtown doing stuff. You know, kind of like in Die Hard, you could still City Hall. I'm like, it's a good point. Everybody is busy. So, you know, so like we both said, just do yourself a favor when you watch this movie. And it's, by the way, it's on Amazon. So you got Amazon Prime, you got the video, check it out. But it's just sit back and enjoy it, man. Just have fun, man. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It was simpler time, but funny.
Word.
Fucking hilarious.
Yo, real quick, what's going on, Jason? What's up, LaFlaca? Jason said, this is Toe and the guy's best movie review. Let's go, Toe. Finally, Eddie Murphy gets his flowers. Comedy Gold won't be alive in today's generation. And Cap, you talking facts. The jokes on here won't work in today's era. And laugh out loud, the train service. No, but yo, here's the thing though, right? So the premise of this movie is basically two billionaires. They're bored, so they make bets for $1. And
cheap.
yeah, because they're fucking cheap. They're brothers, and one of them has a star pupil, which is Lewis.
Lewis, but I want to hear this last name, and I want you to understand how. Tell me how white this last name is. Lewis Winthorpe.
That's right, Lewis Winthorpe.
I want you to understand. Do you know anybody who has a name even remotely close to Winthorpe?
I don't know, but he sounds rich.
My man, that name smells like money.
Oh yeah.
I don't have the equity to know somebody with that name.
Yeah. So he has this star pupil, Winthorpe, Lewis Winthorpe, right? Going out with his daughter. He's about to take control of the company pretty much. He's the head guy. He's the head honcho, making all the decisions, making the company money. And the brothers go, yo, this shit is easy. You know, I'll bet you any money that we could take this broke black guy, Eddie Murphy's character, William. I don't know William's last name.
Billy Ray. Damn it, I'll check it up. I got it.
Yeah. Well, William, his character, who starts off the movie with no legs, in a box with wheels, hitting on a woman. And the best part is like this is where I got my game from. He grabs the woman's skirt, goes, "Come on, baby, it's me and you." And he leaves, "We could have been great." Like he screams at her. He's screaming at
Billy Ray Valentine.
Billy Ray Valentine, the blackest name that you'll ever see. Like he's a jazz player. That's a fucking jazz player if I've ever heard one, bro. I swear to God. That's a fucking like my man. You know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucker.
Well, up next on say Billy Ray Valentine.
Word. Yeah, that motherfucker been through some shit.
That's a performer's name.
Word. And the thing is, off the cup, you think that just those two guys are trading places, right? And they wind up trading places because they sabotage Winthorpe. And they just hand everything to Billy Ray, right? And it's kind of like life. This movie is good because you can take everything you ever thought of. Like if you're one of us, like you're minorities, like I wish somebody just handed me money and put me in that position, I'll thrive. That's what they did to Billy Ray. It's like, oh, these white people don't understand what it's like to be us because we get victimized all the time. That's what happened to Winthorpe. So they traded places, but they also traded it was almost like this movie became colorblind and said the rich guy is going to be the poor guy and the poor guy is going to be the rich guy. It's no longer white and black because that wasn't the premise here. It was just a homeless dude, like pretty much a piece of shit in the eyes of the brothers, of the billionaires, trading places with their star pupil. And it worked. Right? So if this movie is the closest that you'll get to a private conversation between guys and friends, because we all make these fucking jokes. We all make these fucking jokes in public and in private. Don't bullshit me. As sensitive as these motherfuckers are, I heard some shit. I heard some shit from y'all motherfuckers. From
those sensitive people.
From those sensitive motherfuckers. This shit is true. This movie's honest enough to put their balls on the table and say this is what's gonna happen. And throughout the movie, not only did them two trade places, but they teamed up once they found out what's happening. And they actually started to trade places with the two billionaire brothers. They fucked them over. And Jamie Lee Curtis was a prostitute taking care of Winthorpe. So he traded places with a rich woman that only wanted him for his status, to a woman that actually cared about him as a person, as a human being. And then she traded places with the rich woman So this whole movie, everybody's trading places, and it just goes to show you that if anybody gets the opportunity to be successful or be in a different place, they can take the best of it. You know, you never know who can do what they, you know, what you could do. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you give somebody the opportunity, they can blow up with it. You know, and that's dope about this movie, but it's also fucking funny as shit. When the brothers are explaining to Billy Ray how the stocks work, he goes, you know, we've invested in stuff like pork belly, which they use to make bacon, which you might find in a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich. No
And
shit.
There's a great scene where Eddie is looking at him like, I understand what you're saying, Billy Ray. Then he like looks at the camera. Like,
Yeah.
Looking at fourth wall Deadpool kind of thing. He's also,
He's like, really,
who doesn't know
nigga?
what bacon is? Also, who doesn't know what bacon is?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got a couple of bookies.
No, yeah, but it's fucking hilarious because everything's about the stock market, you know,
Yeah.
in this movie. But the best part is my man Eddie Murphy was in jail because he got arrested in the beginning of the movie for handing my man back his suitcase. He bumped into homeboy and dropped the suitcase. He's like, "Here, man, here's your suitcase. Help me! He's stealing my shit." He goes, "What you talking? I don't want your shit. Take your shit." Like I just picked it up. And out of necessity, he's running from 2 cops, and 7 cops stop him at the end of the shit. I don't know where they came from. That's the best backup I've ever seen in my life. When you need one in the streets, they not there. But when a black man is handing back a white man's briefcase, they, yo, drop everything. We need motherfucking swimming ducks, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Guns out and everything for the fucking bumping suitcase.
You want to go off of how hilarious this movie is, not to cut you off, but
Good.
this shit, like we said, is based on stocks. You want to know what the fuck they're trading? Oranges.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just a weather report on whether oranges are gonna grow properly or not.
It's frozen concentrated orange juice, right? The one that like it would come in that. You guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Come in like a can. It was almost like cardboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was never good, but apparently it was
Like a
hotcakes.
sorbet or some shit in
It's
there.
hotcakes. Yeah, man. Yeah, I remember one of my favorite scenes is when Eddie Murphy tells him, "You know what I realized? You know how you get even with rich folks, right? Make them poor folks."
Yeah.
He goes, "Yo, you can't go around shooting people in the knee with double-barrel shotguns, bro. That's manslaughter. They'll give you 8 to 10 for that, bro. You can't do that. But you make them motherfuckers broke."
Yep. They ain't got a leg
here's
to
a fun
stand on.
fact, just so you guys to know, if you guys watch Coming to America right after this, you'll see those 2 old guys in Coming to America.
Oh yeah. That
So it's a nice kind of like
Continuation.
Eddie's universe, kind of a continuous universe kind of thing where black guy screws him, then the black guy kind of helps him out. So
Yeah.
it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, it is dope. That is dope. But in the jail scene where Eddie Murphy is like, "Yeah, man, I had my limo, and you know my driver's supposed to be picking me up," and these two big dudes, he's like, "You ain't got no limo," and the guy in the back, "Yeah." Like I be doing that shit when I be hearing people talk and they talking like some shit. I be in the back, with like, "Yeah." Like I just be doing that. Yeah. And my
But funny,
man,
all Eddie
Yeah.
did was manifest that limo and stuff because he kept talking shit about it, and he got him.
yeah.
He was like, "I
Yeah.
got all this." Wait, somebody is bailing me up? Oh
You-
shit, let's do this.
You do have a limo out there?
But there's another great. I should cut you off. There's another great
Go ahead.
scene, right? Where he finally gets the place, right? And then he invites some people over, and then he realizes, he goes, "Yeah, hold up, man. I don't even like none of these motherfuckers." And he does one of the things that I've been dying to do my whole life, like just have people for a party, and I realize I don't want nobody there. Just turn off the radio and just go, "Get the fuck out! Get out of the fuck out of my house. They can stay quiet out there too. My neighbors work too." Yo, so in about a day, he went from a dude that said, "Oh, I'd party like crazy if I got this money on it," to realizing, I don't want that shit, bro.
Yep.
I don't want none of that noise. I want you to get the fuck out of this nice house that I have now.
Yep, y'all niggas is fucking up my
And
shit.
Exactly. It was like, "This is Persian rug. It's from Persia. How you ruining my Persian rug?" So that tells you that in all of us innately, we say one thing, but we realize when we get that opportunity, as Toe was so eloquently saying it, when you get that opportunity to realize, you know what I wanted with this, I don't want it anymore, and I just want to make this better for myself.
Yep.
And he got that opportunity. He was like, "Yo, I'm going to take full advantage of it right now, because otherwise, what's the point in getting this?" You know what I mean? So that to me has always been a great part of seeing how Billy Ray really is. You know what I mean?
Oh
All
yeah.
that shit in jail was one thing, but he's like, once he realizes, like, yo, ain't none of the motherfuckers care about me. Get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out. Everybody out.
Yep.
You know what it is you get to see him when he needs to use his charm and his charisma
Yes.
to survive. Like when he's trying to panhandle in the street and pull all this shit out for Vietnam, Agent Orange,
Bang
shit.
bang and all that.
And then when he just gets
Italian,
to use
black
his charm and
Italian.
charisma to be himself,
Yeah.
you get to see
Yes.
that whole spectrum.
You know,
it's like somewhere he was raised right, and then he kind of like went off a beating path. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like somebody raised him with manners because he was like, yo, when he said that whole my neighbors work too, stay quiet. I was like, you see, that's the real Billy Ray coming out.
Yep.
You know, not the con artist. So yeah.
Yeah, it's he lived his whole life with potential, and his potential met opportunity, and he took the best of the opportunity. The problem was that he realized that he was being conned, and you can't con a con man. That's one thing they always tell you: don't try to out con a con man.
You ever seen the movie Diggstown with Lil Gossip Jr.?
Yes.
Yeah, when James Wood goes like that. No, you should never try to hustle a con man. I got you, buddy.
Yeah.
And he goes, "There's one this whole town because I just hustled you. I just conned you, bro."
Yep.
So yeah, man. Yeah.
That's where I got it. You never ever try to out con a con man.
Especially when he's better than you.
Oh yeah. I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
We're gonna have to review that one day. Also, that's a boxer and make a bet that he could beat 10 people in one night. And it's beautiful.
The problem is the boxer he's a little seasoned.
Oh yeah.
just say that he's a little seasoned.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that one we definitely have to do. Yeah, but no, it's that dynamic of that scene always gets me, man. Because I was like, damn, I thought I was gonna see some ignorant party, and he was like, nope, you got to go, fuck out of here.
Yep.
You're destroying nice things. Get out of here.
Hell yeah. And Jason made mentions this earlier, the train scene where you was talking about the blackface. My man is Lionel Joseph. Babuya, 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 baha. Babuya, 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 baha.
And then you see the paint and the white come up here.
Hell
like
yeah.
You see the black and the white. You see it go. I go, dude, you didn't even concentrate on getting it all down there.
Yeah, and Jim Belushi's dressed as a fucking monkey.
As a gorilla.
As a gorilla, and there was a real gorilla there, and then oh man, he gets fucked by the gorilla.
so it's not him. The main inspector dude.
Yeah,
who had the reports. They knock him out, put him in the gorilla suit.
Clarence,
yeah, and throw him in the cage with the real guy. And it's hilarious when the two dudes who are watching the monkey are like, "Were there two of them in there? I don't know, dude. They're fucking high or drunk or whatever." And they're like, "Well, fuck it. It's New Year's Eve. That one looks happy to get some ass." So exactly. And they zoom in on the actual guy in the suit, and you just see his eyes bug out. That's again. Nowadays, probably wrong, but watching it for the first time, hilarious.
Yeah,
hilarious. It's funny. There's that scene when Jim Belushi comes out. He goes, "Hey, look what happened to me." He's in his tank top and boxers. Go, "Hey, look what happened to me." I don't know why you're celebrating in your costume, Rod, but whatever, bro.
Hey, fuck it.
By the way, this is all on an Amtrak train going from Philly to New York because the movie starts in Philly. So that doesn't let you know the card party is in one of them, and it's like a costume party for New Year's Eve costume party.
Yeah. And then they go into the World Trade Center, which, to be honest with you, seeing that, after 9/11, it's kind of like nostalgic,
a little bittersweet. It's funny that movie's the reason I went to see it the first time I ever went to see it.
Oh yeah,
like, yo, I gotta go see it. And then my cousins and my uncles, we went down there. Like, you see? And I go, oh, this is where it's at. But they were like, we're not gonna lie to you. The actual stock market is not exactly this close. And then they took me to it. They're like, this is where it actually happens. And I go, oh, okay. Just wanted to show the world trades. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So you can know you're in New York.
Yeah.
Even though there's two, I believe there's one in Chicago, and there's also one in New York. I got it. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely a nostalgic and bittersweet scene.
Oh yeah. But yeah, man, this movie, like, comedy back in the day was acceptable because we all knew it was jokes, and you can't take comedy personal, and now everything is personal. Like look at Dave Chappelle. Like, I just finished watching his stand up, and nothing he said to me was defensive. It was all comedy. Like, in a fit of rage, somebody talking shit, that's offensive. They're not doing this to maliciously hurt anybody. Dan Aykroyd, you know, to be honest with you, him going back blackface is actually a hidden message in this movie. They essentially turned this rich white man into a fucking black guy. They treated him like if he was Eddie Murphy. They didn't give him any kind of special treatment. Because in reality, even if they did that shit to him, they would have gave him special treatment. But they didn't. They literally made him Eddie Murphy. The way they saw Eddie Murphy in the beginning of this movie, that's how they treated him. So when they made him blackface, that's when it was actually like, yo, fucking, I don't know why this nigga's here, the fucking webcam motherfucker. But when they made him, you know, blackface, it was kind of like an homage. Like, yeah, he is the black guy in this movie. I hit him, but you know what I'm saying? And if you get offended by that, then you just, you know, you need to take that stick out your ass.
No,
Perfect.
So, there are times to get offended about shit, but then there are times where you realize that, like in this movie, like I said, the way they do the scene, the writers want you in on the joke with them. So they're not making fun of you. They're not laughing at you. They want you in on the joke. So we all can sit here and laugh.
Yep.
And when it's done like that,
Yeah, like I was telling you,
just watch it.
with Cab, there's a lot of somebody looking at the screen. You know, like they look at the screen on some, can you believe this shit? Like they're looking at you. Like, hey, can you believe I got to go through this shit with people? You know what I'm saying? So when you get a lot of that fourth wall breaking, it's essentially, yo, you're coming along for the ride. Just enjoy the ride, man. You know, it's nothing against anybody that's sitting out there or anybody watching. It's a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At no point did I come out of this movie calling people crackers and niggers or something like that or anything like that. No, I came out of there laughing. I was like, yo, that movie's absurd in so many ways.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Because just a premise and the opportunity given, and then because apparently, here's another backstory to that. Apparently, they've been doing that for years. Like when they decide to do it, they give a call to the butler that works for Winthorpe and tell him, all right, we're doing it. He's like, all right, I mean, it is your house. Then he hangs up the phone, he goes, scumbags, and he walks away because he goes, yo, these guys are dirtbags, you know, like they keep doing this shit to people. So it's like a long running kind of thing that they got going on. But unfortunately, when we're watching the movie, they picked the wrong guy. And really the wrong guy is not Winthorpe, it's Billy Ray.
Yes.
Billy Ray's the one that figures, because Billy Ray's the one that figures out, he goes, yo, we're paying a lot of money to one dude. It's like 50 G's, you know, because he essentially takes Winthorpe's job. You're like, who is he? Because I'm looking at the files. I don't know who this cat is. They're like, oh, no, we'll handle that. And that's before that, Winthorpe saw that too. He's like, yo, I don't know who that guy is either. And then that's when he put it together. You know what I mean? But like I said, what we're telling you leaves everything of the movie still out there, by the way. We're giving you like nuggets, but you watch it and it comes together. By the way, that's another thing. It's a really intelligent movie. And a lot of people don't give it credit for being as smart as it really is. You know what I mean? The writing, the casting, of course, you know, is the way of the timing too. It like you never feel a step behind, but you never feel like you figured it all out yet. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
And to circle back to something that twtich said with the whole colorblind thing, this movie never seems that it's ham-fisted the message. There's never at one point where you see Winthrop like, but I can't trust you, you're black. And, you know, Billy Ray's like, I can't trust you, you're white. There's never any of that shit. It's just, it's played so well and it's written so well that as you're watching the movie, you're just like, yo, I want these two dudes to take down these motherfucking rich bitches. They could have had anybody play the two rich dudes, and you still would have had. They could have had James Earl Jones play one of them motherfuckers. You still would have been like, this piece of shit, we're taking them down.
Yeah,
the way they were written, you don't feel bad for them. You actually, from the beginning, you're like, yo, damn, I want to fuck both of them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to hurt both of them.
They do a good job of distinguishing that these motherfuckers are pieces of shit, and they're only gonna be a piece of shit.
Absolutely.
Early.
Yeah, like they grew up with so much money shoved up their ass and
Yep.
spoons and all that. You get all those references you want, that they forgot how to be human beings.
Oh yeah, and
They forgot what it's like to actually be poor or to actually suffer, and they're playing God with other people's lives.
Yep.
Or, and even in the case of Billy Ray, they forgot what it means to actually appreciate what they have.
Absolutely,
Like you said, like the minute he's like, wait a minute, this shit is my shit. We got to switch our approach.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My whole perspective. It can't be about just having a good time, because I got this opportunity and now I have a job. That's another thing. He has a job now.
Yeah.
Like in a very high paying job. So I got to be responsible, dude. You know what I mean?
Yo, and I would argue that this movie actually is the catalyst for a lot of people's problems nowadays. Because Winthrop was rich, and as soon as he became broke, he lost his girl, he lost all of his friends. No one wanted anything to do with him because he didn't have the money, and you made us look bad. And a lot of people, you see that they post up these people, all fake friends, no new friends, all that other bullshit. But it's like, yo, bro, if you grew up in the time we did, it wasn't. I'm gonna say this straight out. It wasn't as racist as it is now. There wasn't any undertone back in the day when we was growing up. There was the white kid in school. You hung out with him. He was just a regular nigga to us. You know what I'm saying? Like you walk down the street. If you went into a store, unless you was in like 100% white neighborhood, you didn't feel that racism. Because the only time I actually felt racism when I was going to school in Long Island, and I was like 100%. I was the darkest motherfucker up there. You know what I'm saying? But like in the Bronx, in the city, we're all the same. We're all trying to come up. We all talk to each other normally. You know what I'm saying? There was no disrespect. Now it's almost like we became segregated again. It's weird, the undertow of the racially charged fucking emotion that you get standing in a room. Meanwhile, no one gives a fuck about nobody else. Like, you can have a conversation with anybody nowadays, but that initial first word, there's always that tension. There's that racial tension, like, oh, this white motherfucker, or you never know what they're thinking. Here, this goes to show you, back in the day, they didn't give a shit. Like, yes, he went to, he treated Eddie Murphy like shit in the beginning, but that was because he was poor. He thought Eddie Murphy was trying to rob him because he thought Eddie Murphy was homeless. And the only thing he knew was homeless are savages and they're trying to take everything they can. It wouldn't have mattered if Eddie Murphy was black or white in this movie. That's the tone I got. You know what I'm saying? And also the way that they looked at Jamie Lee Curtis. She was a prostitute in this movie, and she got just as much respect as any character in this movie.
Yeah, they never called her out on it.
Never.
No.
And she still was a human being to Winthrop. She took care of him. She got her comeuppance when she helped everybody with her
even
shit.
the butler gets in on it.
Yeah. It was like, you do see the ignorance of broke people, taking advantage of the riches, because like, this shit ain't mine. Why I give a fuck about it? And then you realize Eddie Murphy going, hold on, wait, y'all niggas don't give a shit about none of this shit. You just trying to take advantage. Get the fuck out my house. And that goes to show you also, just because you have everything and people want to be around you, it's because you have everything. It's not because of who you are.
That's exactly it. It's rare to have people that, when shit is going left, they're so gentle with you, but when shit is right, they're even more appreciative. So, you know what I mean? It's always, and that one scene lets you know all you needed to know about Billy Ray, in my eyes, at least. Like, yeah, man, I don't want none of this shit. I don't want none of this. Get out. Get the fuck out of here. I just want to be peace.
Yep.
It was a lot better when it was just me.
Oh yeah. And that's what makes this movie fucking phenomenal, is because not only is it funny, but it has those teachable moments. And if you watch it as a kid or, as a teenager, you get to see stuff. A lot of the stuff we learned back in the days was from movies, TV shows, songs, shit like that. You didn't see all this bullshit you got now. Everybody's fucking depressed now. It's because no one's able to express themselves. But back in the day, Red Fox was on TV saying, I don't see no niggas in this courtroom.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
That is true.
Yeah.
I remember that episode great.
Oh, yeah.
It said, think of my peers. I don't see no niggas in this courtroom. I'm looking around. He's looking at the jury like, my peers. ain't none of them my peers. I don't even know them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
Because the more you hide it and the more you suppress it, the more powerful it actually becomes. Because now that becomes motivation. But when you let it out there and it becomes one of those things where it's like you don't give it that power, now everybody's chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's funny. There's one scene, right, and it's hilarious where Winthorpe, I guess, he comes to and he's back in his crib and he's like, I had this terrible dream that my life got ruined by this terrible Negro, and he's standing right in front of his bed. He's like right in front. He goes, and he's like, wait, what? What? This terrible Negro. And I'll let you from there. You want? I mean, you could just. There's so much to quote and so much you're gonna remember. You're gonna go, damn, son. I mean, like, what is your favorite part? There's so many. And it's honestly, besides all the racial stuff and you know the money and the class and society and the economics and all that shit, it's just fucking hilarious, man. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like the most ridiculous way to turn the Prince and the Pauper, which if anybody knows that book, and if you don't, give it a read. You know, you have Kindles and all that kind of shit, so do that, or whatever the fuck you have. But iPads, yeah, they go phone. Yeah, that's a little much. They make me struggle. But you get a chance, you know, ultimately in a sense, this movie kind of gives you that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Except they clearly don't look alike, but essentially the same story. You know what I mean? And that was honestly, they were gonna go with that name at first, but everybody was like, "That's too much on the nose, man."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's too on the nose, bro. And then somebody said, "Wait, what about Trading Places?" Because that's what they're doing. They were like, "This is why we pay you nothing."
That's right. That's right.
He should have kept his mouth shut or at least copyrighted.
For real. Yo, and one of my scenes is when Dan Aykroyd's dressed up as Santa, and he's stealing the food, and my man just is like on the park bench in the rain, biting an entire fish and just
with
he's
his fucking beard in his mouth and
shit. Eating the whole fucking fish. Like,
oh my god, that's awesome, man. Yeah, and it's funny because that scene, it proves one of the brothers' theories. Like, told you. It's not about who. It's just about the situation you're in, son.
Yeah, because I think the whole bet was whether it was nurture or nature.
Yeah.
Whether you're born in a certain position or whether you learn behaviors.
Yeah, pretty much.
The funny thing is, to prove the point that it's something that you learn, like we said, immediately Dan Aykroyd went to learn behaviors that he's seen people in that position do. He dressed like Santa. He was all dirty. He had he went to the behaviors he saw from the homeless back when he was rich. That's something he learned. That's not something innate in him.
Mm-hmm.
Eddie Murphy started out, throw the fucking party, do all that shit. But then you see them turn it around and go, no. We can actually take this situation, figure out what they're doing, flip it on them, and come out on top. Because no matter the perfect thing, no matter what situation you're born in, you have the opportunity to learn what you need to learn and step outside of that situation and turn anything into your benefit.
Yep, absolutely. 100% agree with that. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, he took that. They came to him, and what he did was he came to him and he used his life experience. Because there was a scene, and I'm not going to ruin it for you, where he's explaining to the brothers pretty much like, yo, this is why the stock is going to go down. You know, because he has lived that life. Because normal people a lot of times affect the stock because of what they buy or sell. You know what I mean? And that's truth. You know what I mean? For some reason, people don't want no more sugar. Sugar's going to go down. People don't want to use any more silver. Silver's going down. You know what I'm saying? So the value's down. So he explained to them like, yo, listen, I'm using my life experience to understand this world. And then once I understand it, I'm fucking these two guys over.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the way it works. You know what I mean? It's taking whatever you know and normalizing the situation you're in and then making that situation yours in the easiest way possible.
I didn't catch that.
He said it's taking whatever situation you're in,
Yeah,
normalizing it.
See, my watch is feeling it right now.
Yeah,
you gotta tell her to tune into the
word,
podcast.
word, Siri, stop being a bitch and start watching the podcast.
Literally, you gotta like and subscribe. You gotta like and subscribe.
Word, fucking bitch. This shit. What's going on, Danny? SC Williams in the house. I was about to be like, Leia's in the house. He's in the chat.
I was here earlier, but sure.
Hey, fuck it. Randy was here. What's going on, everybody? No, but yeah, everybody, the same consensus in the chat. This is an awesome movie. Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd did their thing in this shit. And, you know, as a comedy, that's something, you know, different than what we've been doing. But
here's another fun fact. Because of this, Dan Aykroyd wanted Eddie Murphy in Ghostbusters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but unfortunately, you know, that's when Eddie was blowing up. So he was like, all right, cool, you know. It was supposed to be Dan Aykroyd, Bill Murray, and Eddie Murphy, yeah. No, I apologize. Let me take that back. It was supposed to be Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, and Eddie Murphy. And then would have got the other guy last. But unfortunately, John Belushi passed away. And Eddie just started, you know, kind of like a schedule conflict. I think he had just started working on Beverly Hills Cop 1 at that time, yeah. He just started Beverly Hills Cop 1, yeah.
And
when it didn't become Cobra.
That's a fucking movie right there. That shit. Beverly Hills Cop was a good fucking movie also. But yeah,
it's funny. I usually prefer 2 because that's the one I saw more when I was younger. I saw that movie way more.
You know what's funny? Being late to the party on some of these. I don't know if this happened to you, but we normally started with the sequels first.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Every time the movie come out, yeah, like yo, let's watch this one. It's number 2. You don't know how many times, how many times I've seen a movie, and then I find out there's a part 1. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a part 1 to this? The fuck was I watching? I thought the fuck was part 1.
That's exactly it. Always started with part 2, and you're like, I gotta go. Like I started with Conan the Destroyer, and then realized it's Conan the Barbarian, and I'm like, so there was a Conan. He was Conan before this.
Yo, the funny thing, especially with with Beverly Hills Cop, I never once questioned watching part 2. I never once questioned how he knew everybody.
Me either.
I just thought that was the premise of the movies. He already knew them.
It was.
I didn't think there was backstory. That guy was in a whole other movie too, and I'm like, they're just cool.
Yeah.
So, and then because if you watch the movie, you go, so he's been there before, so he knows him. Like when the lady goes, "Oh, you're the cop." Oh, so he's been to Beverly Hills before. So I got that all from part 2. All of a sudden, I see part 1. I go, "Oh, this is how they got cool." That makes sense.
And no one ever questioned. It's called Beverly Hills Cop, but my man is from Detroit. He's a Detroit police officer.
Yeah.
On vacation.
And the thing that helped out was his chief was like, the fuck you telling him over there?
Yo, that was the most gangster chief
By the way,
in the world.
There's a fun fact. That dude apparently was like really into like drugs and shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is special about it. It's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah, you get a chance. Yeah, once I get it, I'll send it to you guys. But yo, it's crazy.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? But it was like it got all explained in part 2, so I didn't have to see. I didn't know there was part 1, and even when I saw it, I was like, yeah, but I kind of already knew all this stuff. I don't know the Pacifics, but I knew he knew them. They're cool, and apparently he's been to Beverly Hills before.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm with you, Cap. It's always like the second one.
Yeah, and
you know what I'm saying?
I always say it. Like you ask Krills, I always say it's like I wasn't always a cop. Even though I'm not a cop, I always tell you like, yo, I wasn't always a cop. I'm like, what?
Like I was a piece of shit once.
What's funny? I'm just remembering now. I actually saw Coming to America before I saw Trading Places.
Yeah, me too.
So I didn't know what the significance of the 2 old men were when he gave him the money. So now looking back, I'm like, oh shit, that's the motherfuckers from that carried over.
It's funny when I saw Trading Places. Once I saw the 2 guys, I was like, hey, those are the guys from Come to America. Now it makes sense.
Yep.
Like I literally stopped and go, I see what you did there, you motherfuckers.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, yeah, it's crazy, but it's funny. It didn't make any other movies any less funny or effective or enjoyable. So it was no matter what order you see any of these in, you're gonna. But this one, trust me. And for some reason, they didn't want to make a part two. I was like, why? They won.
Yeah.
Why would you want to make a part two?
Yeah,
The problem with Hollywood, they won success. I get it, but they won already.
dude, Hollywood is like Mortimer and his brother.
Yeah,
They just once they get that cash flow and they want to keep going and beat it into the ground.
yeah.
Like it would have
Great.
been awesome to see Mortimer and what's his name like work their way back up. But you would have to leave Eddie and Dan Aykroyd alone. Like it would have to be those two guys.
It would have been good just to see where Billy Ray and Lewis were at their life at that point. You know what I'm saying? Did they continue to be successful? They kind of just chill and rest on all the money they got. Did they reinvest? Just like a little like, oh, shooting to them, and they're like, oh, life is good. Say, hey kids, if we take the time we screwed over those two billionaires, no, Dad, not 1,000 times. Fantastic in here, 1,001. Get ready.
Yo, imagine they made this movie remake, not a remake, but like they did a part 2, and Eddie Murphy's the father of Kevin Hart. And
that's what everybody wants to do.
Yo, I'm only thinking Kevin Hart because Kevin Hart's one like those energetic, fucking comedians. And the best part about this movie is that no one overshadowed anybody. Like, Kevin Hart's comedy can be overshadowed by most people, or he can overshadow most people unless you're like The Rock and you match his charisma or his intensity with the shit. And here, this is just straight up relaxed, cool comedy. Like it's funny if you're paying attention.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't want anybody to remake it, and if you do, that script has to be amazing because you're gonna get shitted on from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm the perfect example I'm gonna give you, right? When Daniel Craig became James Bond, I was not a fan. And I was like, what the fuck? Who's this blonde haired, blue-eyed asshole? All of a sudden, I'm like, shit. Because I've read the book and then I see his interpretation. I go, that's actually James Bond. That brutal, relentless, ruthless dude, that's actually him.
Yeah.
That's the guy from the book. Not some suave shit. He was like, yo, listen, I get what I can, but if I gotta murk you, I'm gonna murk you, son. And 9 out of 10, I'm gonna do that first. We're not gonna have too much of a conversation.
Yeah. 2 things I want to say. One, if they remake this, they have to stand strong and stick it to what the first one was saying. Don't fucking pussy out and blah 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 shit.
Yeah.
2009 Tropic Thunder, RDJ wore blackfish for that movie. It's fucking hilarious. Just stick to your guns, make it funny. Don't worry about what the fuck people are saying. 2, I guarantee you, Lay, I don't know if you've seen this movie, but if you would have seen Layer Cake.
Oh, it's funny. I saw it after.
Yeah, if you would have seen it before, like I did.
Yeah, that I wouldn't have been such. I would have been on something like, because he pretty much did play that Bond in Layer Cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it. Yeah, but unfortunately, my order was the same. Just I saw that one first and then went back. I was like, because I remember it was somebody had told me, goes, you seen Layer Cake with him? It was before I saw Casino, and I said, no, I've never seen it. Well, before Casino comes out, watch Layer Cake. But the person that told me their taste in movies sucks, so I don't trust them. Like I trust certain individuals, right? Like my best friend, we almost have the same taste in movie. He goes, yo, it's ass. I will not watch it because 9 out of 10 he's correct. But that one, I was like, you know what? Let me watch Casino Royale first. And I go, oh shit! Like, and the thing is, it wasn't just the script. It's actually Daniel Craig. He's a great actor, amazing, great charisma. Clearly got physically for it. Then I saw Layer Cake, and I was like, damn, I should have seen this first.
Yeah, because
I would have been such an asshole to him about Bond.
Yeah, I saw Layer Cake, and then when I read that he was gonna be Bond, I was like, oh, that's fucking cool. And then I read all the hate. I was like, why is everybody hating? Did nobody watch this movie with him in it? Like, that was his audition tape.
You know what's funny? I wasn't a fan of the Bond movies. I felt like they were too slow. Like it was, it wasn't my cup of tea. But watching the Casino Royale with him in it, I was like, yo, this Bond is dope. And then the other movies, it's like, all right, you went back to that slow pace.
Awesome.
It was, but the one in between,
Quantum of Solace.
Quantum of
Yeah,
Solace.
I was like, all right, this shit went right back
Everybody
to the
says
slow.
that Quantum of Solace. What
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, it went right
Yo.
back to the slow shit.
No, but
Quantum
if
of
you
Solace is like Mission
listen,
Impossible 2.
there's certain
Yeah.
there's certain parts of it, like if you see the fight scene he has with the guy that he takes his place in the hotel room, that fight scene is fucking dope because they're going through windows and shit, and he's trying not to kill him, but he has to wind up killing the guy. The guy's trying to kill him, and then they're like, "Yo, is he alive?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "He's dead." And then they're trying to kill me. What do you want me to do? The man is he just literally picked up some scissors and tried to murder me. But I'm not supposed, you know what I'm saying? But the thing with Quantum of Solace, I think that really fucks that movie up is one, they got a different director. You know, Sam Mendes, who directed Casino Royale. Apparently, Sam Mendes makes great Part 1 James Bond because he did GoldenEye. You know what I'm saying? So apparently he's good if you got it for the first one. And then the script got really simple and stupid. It wasn't like Casino Royale where you're telling the story of Bond starting off. And it's, you know, Vespa, you understand why he's so misogynistic and all this shit. There's so much layers to it, all puns intended to the cake. The layers to it, right?
Yeah.
And then in the second one, they forgot all about that shit. And they did like a Roger Moore, Sean Connery, the Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan movie. Like they fused those two together and made it with him. I was like, oh, this story is kind of stupid and simple. I don't like this.
They took the life out of it.
Yeah. And then when Spectrum and Skyfall, I was like, Skyfall more because, you know, M wound up dying. And I'm not going to spoiler that she's been out for fucking ages. Okay.
Yeah, for real.
That's when I was like, all right, you see what I'm talking about here? This is what I'm talking about.
You know what makes a good, so like trading spaces, what makes a good movie is you have to have a villain that's just as dynamic as your hero.
Mm-hmm.
Here, you want to root just as much against Mortimer and whatever the fuck the other guy's name is, just as much as you want to root for, you know, Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy.
Absolutely.
That's what makes the movie so good. Skyfall, fucking, I just had his name, Javier Bardem. That motherfucker was having the time of his life playing that villain. That's probably my favorite fucking James Bond villain.
Yeah, it's and funny because Lashif is my favorite.
Randolph.
You didn't even, and he was Casino Royale guy, and you don't even feel bad for him because you're like, my man, you're playing with terrorists' money. What are you doing, son?
Yeah.
You deserve to die. You got some of the most dangerous human beings in the world, and you're gambling with their money. Fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know what I'm saying? And he's not physically imposing, but he's really intelligent. And I like when you can put up that intelligence versus all the craftiness that Bond has going for him. You know, and then that scene with the chair that every dude, I remember when I watched in theater, every dude in the audience collectively at the same time goes, oh!
Yeah.
And then when he starts laughing, he goes, to the right. I was like, oh, you sick bastard. I
Dude,
mean,
you
never heard a bunch of guys all together in one just go, oh! And then all the girls are like, what's wrong? What's wrong? You do not see what's happening to this dude? He's getting his nuts crushed. What's wrong? But yeah, man. Randolph.
Randolph, yeah.
Wilbur and Randolph.
Yeah. Those are the
I knew it
brothers'
was
names.
something old.
For
Name
real.
something that old. Like you name a kid Randolph, he goes, is he 70 already? Name him Randolph. What's wrong with you?
And the crazy shit is like if you look at the pictures on IMDb, the pictures look like they're from the 30s.
Yeah, because they're black and white, those two.
Yeah.
Of those two guys. Just of those two guys. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But it's funny. You would never think Jamie Lee Curtis would, from the Scream Queen to prostitute. And like Cap said it perfectly, like it's never pointed in a degrading way. It's like she's a hustler ultimately. You know what I'm saying? And the way she explains like how she saves her money and her plan to not be a prostitute for the rest of her life, I'm like, yo, wow, okay, I see you got, okay, you got something up here. You learn, you hustle. Yeah, and she said straight up, I got no pimp. I was like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I never thought I would sit there and have so much respect for a prostitute. Like she's a hustler.
Yeah.
Because they do such a great job of showing everybody that,
Mhm.
yo, you're in a situation. How you gonna get out?
Yep.
You use what you have. You use what you have to try
Yep.
to get out.
Funny, that's what she says. I got this body, you know what I'm saying? I'm using everything I got. You know what I'm saying? I got this place, ain't amazing, but hey, it's mine.
Yeah.
That's life, you know what I'm saying? I'm making do with what I got. But luckily for her, she met up with some dude and knew another dude that was about to set him up for life.
Yo, I just want to point out how I love having this movie in the 80s because, like I said, they had to go get the crop report to make sure the oranges grew. And if they would have did it today, some idiot would have been sitting behind the screen. Fuck, I'm gonna hack it.
Yeah.
No, they literally had to go get this man's briefcase because it had a piece of paper with a fucking thing printed out.
Jeff,
They
thank
didn't
you.
mail it,
Clarence
no
Beak.
telegraph. There was
That's
no
the guy's name.
email. Like,
And Clarence Beak, another fun 80s reference. Clarence Beak is the principal, the principal in where? Breakfast
16
Club.
Candles. Yeah.
You're saying you mess with the bull, you get the horns. You know what I'm saying? Rest his soul, he died recently, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Clarence Beak, that's the guy, man. And no, I'm with Cap. It was a lot harder to do espionage stuff like that because you had to physically get files or a floppy disk.
Yeah.
Because you
can
can't
save
hack
the world with a shitty floppy disk that you can't even put half a song in today.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How you can save the world? Got to find that floppy disk, man, the black one with the red letters on it. What? Why that's so specific? I feel like it shouldn't be that specific.
They all look the same.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm and that's another thing when the acts are more physical and not with a technology edge, it makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
And it makes it more of an adventure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like imagine the golden child with GPS. All right, I know exactly where to get to him and how. I'm just tracking his keys that I left in his bag.
Yeah. The only thing that would be original is just I want the knife.
I mean, we can talk about that one for days, son. That's another one, bro. Can't. It's too much Eddie. Too much Eddie. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. Nah, hey.
I feel like you could take a dart and throw it at any Eddie Murphy movie from the 80s and early 90s and be like, yo, we're gonna sit here for 3 days and talk about this shit.
I mean, 48 hours by itself would really, 48 hours. I never thought I would root for a criminal so much in my entire life.
Oh, yeah.
I was rooting for him. It's Reggie Hammond. It's a new sheriff in town. Y'all be cool. I just love the fact that one, okay, if this movie isn't racially charged, then that one really is. 48 hours is the opposite of Trading Places. Put it like that. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk about racially charged movies and Eddie wins in it? It's watch 48 Hours, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, he captured it perfectly. I can literally close my eyes, have them lined up, and just go, I'm going to watch it because it's dope. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, but this movie, man, it meant so much to me as a kid, especially now, like watching with my cousins. I've watched it with my family. I've watched it. Me and my lady are gonna watch it together, actually. And it's something I want to share with my kids. Like this is a simpler time. I want you to realize, like, look, everything wasn't tweeting. It wasn't complicated. This movie is literally about said, making the best out of a situation. They're trying to screw you. And you found a way to screw them to just build yourself up. And yeah, man, it's one of those, man.
Yo, you know what else is good? As big as a nerd as I am, I mean, we do the comic book podcast. I watch every single Star Wars, every single fucking Marvel movie, even the DC movies, all that shit. To have a staple of movies that is nothing to do with superheroes or fucking space wizards or whatever, you could just sit down and be like, yo, you know what a movie you need to see is? This. To have a staple of movies like that from back in the day, it's fucking gold.
Yeah, it's like it's not related to any franchise, but it made its own franchise.
Yep.
In a way, like Leo Scott made his own franchise. Conan made his own franchise. All these Terminator made his own franchise, and these are original ideas, by the way. Extremely original ideas. Like you take a cop from Detroit and he goes to Beverly Hills. How the fuck would you come up with that idea? Two of the most extreme different places on God's green earth, by the way.
And they made it work.
If you ever been to Detroit, you know what I'm talking about. Shit, you go from Detroit to New York in some places, you're like, put like that, go to Detroit and then go to New York and Fifth Avenue. Understand the difference. Now you're going from Detroit to Beverly Hills. Pearly white places.
Yo,
With nice cars and shit.
Oh,
that
yeah.
scene where he's driving down Rodeo Drive and he just sees men wearing the Michael Jackson shit, women wearing the Michael Jackson shit, black dude, white dude. You know, like...
Yo,
he's walking by them and all of a sudden he sees them and he goes,
yeah,
he can't help himself, man. It's awesome. I know
yo,
the girl goes, oh man, you still driving that shitty blue Nova? He goes, yeah. And then they're about to get in the car. He goes, let me drive. He goes, no, I've seen your car. He goes, oh, holy shit, that's cold. Trying to say I can't drive. She has a red drop top Mercedes. I'm like, you ain't driving my car either, bro.
Nah,
Sorry,
I feel
bro.
that.
I love you to death, but
the best part is when he pulls up to the valet. He goes, "Oh, this shit happened last time it was here." It's like, yo, you would never think of some shit like that, but then you hear shit like that. It's like, yo, this nigga's a genius.
You think to yourself, you go, you know what's funny? I can believe that. He goes, yeah. The last time all this shit happened, the last time. Oh no, with part two, and he goes, Chris Rock, and he goes, listen, I get 20 for cars. 50 for limos. What the hell is this? He has a dump truck. He goes, it's my dump truck. Parking next to a limo.
Yo,
parking in the shade and shit.
Playboy Club.
Yeah.
He takes that extra step. He's like, oh, let me step over your dicks and just fucking walk.
He goes, how do we find him? We'll follow your dick.
Oh, wait, he had the medicine bag?
Yeah.
I got 2 daughters, Monique and Unique. What the fuck I'm gonna do with $5? $5.
I got $2 with pigtails.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do with $5?
They need new
That's all I
sneakers.
have. This is the way Pookie almost did it. We almost got fucked up.
Oh, and the best part is that Alice the Wall, tell him I got herpes simplex B. He's like, you might want to tell him yourself.
No, Victor Maitland.
There you go.
Go check himself before he starts falling off him. I do it myself.
I think that would be best.
Now, my favorite thing is definitely in the gun range. He goes when he's with the girl. He goes, there's Richard James. He's on his toes. She leaves. Goes, God damn, that's a big bitch.
Yo, for real.
Bridget Nielsen.
Because it's if anybody doesn't know, it's Brigitte Nielsen. She's very tall. She's like 6'5", man. And Eddie's like
wife.
Eddie's like 5'9" at best. So he's on some. God damn, it's a big bitch. He just walked away.
Yo, for real, yeah.
So yeah, like we said, between that movie and clearly we love Beverly Hills Cop, and just you can't go wrong with anything Eddie did in the 80s. It's impossible. And like I said, early 90s too. But you can't really go wrong with Eddie in the 80s hard, because you're gonna laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Bring up a little bit of the race thing. Having these movies and sharing them. So me and Toe Tags, family full of Hispanics. And now we got some Italians in it, but full of Hispanics. We'd watch a movie with a white dude and a black dude. Eddie Murphy all over the place. Bruce Lee all over the place. The Asian dudes there. Like, we're getting so much
diversity
without it having to be shine like, hey, look what this movie did. Look what this movie did. Look who we put in it. No, they just made movies and we watched it and nobody said shit about it. And it was like, hey, you want a good movie? Let's put this on. You want to watch something good? Let's watch this.
Hey,
we made a deal out of it and everything's normalized.
And and that's another thing. Back in the day, like Lay pointed out, every movie was an original movie. Nowadays, everything's a remake. And that's the reason why you get all these racially charged conversations. James Bond ain't black. Yeah, well, we're up to 87 James Bond movies. Like, okay, let's think of another fucking spy. Like for once, can we make up a fucking another spy?
And it's funny because in the Bond movies, right, there is a character called Felix Leiter. He's supposed to be what Bond is to the UK. He's supposed to be to the US. You know how many years ago you could have done a Felix Leiter movie and just move him aside?
Yep.
You literally, sometimes, like, we say with wrestling, sometimes it's already there. Just You can literally with Felix Leiter right now, right? Because Jeffrey Wright's not apparently not doing it anymore. You can make him younger, right? Have somebody that kind of resembles Jeffrey Wright but younger, right? A younger version, and then you're off to the races. You have a brand new franchise with a new spy that can actually be African American, or maybe you want to make him something else. But the point is, Felix Leiter now is African American. In other movies, he's been white. No, no, he wasn't Asian in that one. But he's been white and black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can
Kinda
literally
like-
right if you do it right now with Jeffrey Wright, it'd be perfect. Because you just take that character, move him back to when he first started, Casino Royale style, and just get his own shit. Yo, it's not that hard.
Yo, it's kind of like Batman '89. Harvey Dent was a black
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
He's played by fucking
Billy D.
Billy Williams. Nobody said
Billy-
shit about it. They
Nope.
were more
Not
upset.
them.
They were more upset that Michael Keaton was Batman.
You
the
know when
original, the original Adam West shit, Eartha Kitt. She was Catwoman.
Yep.
Nobody said a fucking thing about it.
Nope.
We had one. Selena Kyle was still white. This one is black.
The
And
Joker.
both Catwoman.
The
Spanish.
Joker. The Joker was what? Wasn't he Cuban?
Yeah, Jose George Romero was his
Yeah,
last
yeah.
name.
It was,
I forget his first
yeah.
name.
You know what I'm
Which-
saying?
Hilarious. If you guys pay attention, he never wanted to shave his mustache, so you could see his mustache through the white face paint.
No, clear as day too. You just saw something like, yo, he still has his mustache on. But the funny part but then you fast forward to now when you have Idris Elba playing forgot that dude's name from Thor.
Heimdall.
And every person that's of Viking descent or some shit like that, or they feel they are, go, oh, he shouldn't be playing him. It's like, yo, so you don't like good actors playing roles? Is that what you're saying?
But not only that,
Because if you tell me that Idris Elba is not a good actor, if you tell me you don't like the guy because he can't act, I have no problem with that. Doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. If Busta Rhymes would have played him, I'd have been like, I get why you're upset. He's not good. I'm with it. No, it makes sense. But Idris Elba is two things. One, a good actor, and two, a good fucking actor. Period.
Caesar
You know what I'm saying?
Romero.
If you've watched anything with The Wire, the Idris Elba, you know he's good.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, what was the problem? It's not that he wasn't a good actor. It's that to them he was the wrong color. But another question here is, are you guys gonna pay Marvel to take him down? Because I know you don't got Marvel. I know you don't got DC money. Let's just be real here.
Oh yeah.
You guys do not have DC money. You know what I'm saying? We're paying for this, so we cast whoever the fuck we want.
For real.
but you know what's funny is
Caesar Romero. That's the guy who played the Joker in.
Yes.
There we go.
well, what's funny is, so Thor is based on Nordic mythology, but clearly not Nordic mythology.
Mhm.
Like they use the name and the hammer, but they clearly did their own thing.
Because first of all, Thor is a fat piece of shit in their mythology. He's not jacked at all. He's like normal Vikings like them. Like he's big, like he's a big burly man, but he don't look like Chris Hemsworth. Not even close.
Nope.
But
What?
yeah. And
Whatever.
the thing is, it doesn't negate their shit.
No.
So Marvel used the character's name and made him that. Cool. You still have your other one. We didn't. It's like Nick Fury. Like nobody erased the white Nick Fury. He's
We
still
just
there.
went with Ultimate Nick Fury. They just went with him. And you know what's funny? You just happen to have the actor that looks exactly like him, and you can believe him as Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, you guys, you pick and choose these stupid battles for no reason. Why can't Idris Elba be James Bond? That is one of the smoothest motherfuckers on this planet.
Yo,
Period.
I bring this up before. Somebody made the argument that you can't have a black dude in a predominantly white area of the world running around trying to be a covert spy.
Mhm.
And to that I say, you can't have a white dude tell everybody his name is fucking James Bond and be a fucking covert spy then. Like he tells everybody who he is. So what the fuck's the difference if everybody goes, oh, that's him right there? Because they know him anyway.
Yeah, he introduced himself, Bond, James Bond. I'm like, my man, shouldn't you have a covert name like, I don't know, anything that's not your real name?
Yeah.
Like, you're horrible, man. How have you lived this long?
Yo, there was something they did and that they were gonna do in Skyfall that I thought they were gonna turn around and say that James Bond is just a mantle given to the 007 agent.
Yeah, me too.
And then
Yes.
he was gonna be somebody else. And I was like, yo, that's a perfect end, because then now anybody could just take that name. And then people could, then a black dude shows up and goes, I'm Bond, James Bond. And they'd be like, I thought it was him. They'd be like, you're hearing stories? You don't know shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Now
Like,
we
I
all just
appreciate-
looking
I
like,
appreciate that at least the 007 thing is a title.
yeah.
Because, you know, in this new one, it's a woman, but you're like, yo, it's just a title.
it's
That's
just,
all it is. Like,
it's a
yo,
rank.
you're 007. Yeah, there's a 006 and 008. So who the fuck gives a fuck? The numbers, bro. I'm assigned a number. This is my number. You know what I mean? But I was with you. I thought they were going to do that with the James Bond thing. Like, as you become 007, you get that name with you. Like, it comes with it.
Because if you think about it, that would explain why this motherfucker's been around since the 60s. And this nobody questions how he looks different. He's the blah blah blah. It's just a fucking thing.
You know, that's another thing that I don't like. How they have movies from the 30s and 40s, and then they do the remake, and now it's in the 2012s. It's like, yo, James Bond is like fucking 900 years old right now. You know, hey, what the fuck is going on?
And here's the hilarious part. If you do it in chronological order, Casino Royale is actually the first movie.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
It's
Yeah.
it's the first movie. They did it in modern times, but they just said, let's start all over. And then you go through his, and then you go to Dr. No. And go from there.
Yo, what's also funny is how Austin
Good-looking show.
Powers made Dr. Evil and Austin Powers brothers as a joke. And then in Spectre, they fucking made Blofeld and 007 brothers. Like,
Yo,
you weren't
for real.
supposed to take that seriously.
No, but yeah, man, it and it's dope because, like, going back to the Trading Places, the comedies back in the day, to watch them now, you actually have to watch them like a Fast and the Furious movie, where you have to suspend your reality and just watch it as a movie and just make believe that people were okay with whites and blacks being together, like, because apparently that's not okay anymore, or
The
them
funny
being
thing is-
successful.
The funny thing is, the great thing about those movies is, unlike the Fast and the Furious movies, you don't turn your brain off. Keep your brain on.
Yeah,
Pay attention, because in Fast and the Furious, I could take a piss, come back, and I didn't miss a goddamn thing that links those movies together.
nope.
All right, because if once out of left field you get a white brother, I'm like, my man, your continuity is ass. How come he was never mentioned before?
Yo, the continuity with what's his name? With Vin Diesel's character, Dominic.
Dumb.
In the first one, he's some white dude. Then all of a sudden, he's Brazilian. Then all of a sudden, he's Dominican. Then he adopts the fucking
And he's-
culture and race of wherever he.
And he's Cuban in one of them.
Yeah, he's Cuban.
Yeah.
They go to
Well, this is what
Dubai.
I'm
And this
saying, like-
motherfucker's like, oh, I'm from here too. This is my family. What?
Like, no, shut up, man. No, man, you're Italian, bro. Shut up, bro.
Yo,
But you go back to the one that, the Trading Places, like, yo, sit there, just that whole sensitive side, turn that off and just enjoy a good movie, man.
Yo, have you seen Fast 9?
Huh?
Have you seen Fast 9?
I have not.
I'm pretty sure Cap hasn't seen him either. So the way they explain why the brother was never there is because once he got out of jail and realized the brother was the reason why the father died, he went up to his brother like a man and said, "We're gonna race. And if I win this race, you leave town forever. And if you win the race, I'm gonna forgive you." And he lost the race and kept driving. He didn't beat the shit out of his brother and say, "Get the fuck out of here. No. You killed my father. We're personal now. We're gonna race. We're gonna race in cars. Down the bridge. Straight race. Quarter mile. Like men."
So what you're saying is stupid.
What I'm saying is it's very fucking stupid.
So I'm gonna tie this back into Trading Places.
There
Yes.
you go.
Please,
This is how we're gonna do this.
please.
You got a franchise that tells you that he makes major decisions, the main character, by racing. Yet somehow he turned into some international fucking super soldier spy that could stop plots of world domination.
And catches bullets with his teeth.
Yeah. Stupid ass writing. But then we get to Trading Places and you get smart writing where you can see where the ability to con, the ability to turn on and off charisma, the ability to know when not to say shit can actually be beneficial and help you out.
Mhm.
Like I said, it's a comedy, but smart. It's not fucking fluff and just stupidness.
Yeah, and it also shows that just because you have all the money in the world doesn't mean that you rule everything.
Yeah. It's funny. It's just, and that this movie is another one of those that when you look at it as a whole, the story, the casting, the people, everybody behind you could tell two things about this movie. They gave a shit about that script, and they didn't want to insult the people's intelligence that were watching it. They wanted to make sure you're like, yo, we're not disrespecting you guys. We're not calling you idiots. We're presenting this to you, and you're gonna figure it out as we do. We're gonna go on this ride together. We're gonna figure it out together. But we're not gonna make it to the point where we're telling you obviously what the fuck is going on. We're not gonna, we're gonna patronize you like, oh, we have to tell people because they're stupid. No. We'll figure it out as well. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, they never did the whole we've been trading places and then look at the camera, dun dun dun. Like they never did that shit. Like I feel like in Fast Furious 9, like Vin Diesel turned was like, yeah, with me and my brother, we was always fast and furious. 9 in the family.
I just thought about that. You never hear trading places in the movie. That's true.
Yeah,
like there's certain movies I like when they do that, but like when it's a cheesy movie that I know is gonna throw it in there.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because they never do it in Beverly Hills Cop.
Nope.
But Fast and the Furious,
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
I'm over here on something.
What happens when you walk?
Yeah, that's a shitty way to live because a quarter mile happens in what, about 30 seconds? Or
well,
no, 10 seconds?
For him, it's 8 seconds.
10-second car?
He has 8 seconds.
So the rest of your life sucks.
Yeah.
Yo, he's like a goldfish. He just lives 10 seconds at a time.
Pretty much.
10 seconds go by and he's like, what the fuck was I doing? And he skips that 10 seconds, so he just lost time.
Well, my favorite part is how do you defeat an SAS trained operative? That's who the transporter was.
Jason Statham.
Oh man, there was no way in God's green earth a street thug has any chance. You understand how good those guys are trained?
Oh yeah.
Shit. You know what? Better yet, just a regular soldier. Fuck it. All right, just whatever, bro. But just somebody that's been trained for God knows how long to do a certain job, and you're gonna tell me you and your little tight sweater are gonna beat that guy?
Fuck that. Tyrese and Ludacris are gonna do some shit.
Yo, when they lost to the guy who plays Sub-Zero, that makes sense. Because he was an operative and he beat both of them up.
Yeah. But in this one, Tyrese turned into a fucking equilibrium agent. Like he kills everybody. But all right, so let's look at this shit. Trading places from front to back, continuity is off the charts. It actually tells a story. It has meaning. Everything goes together. Fast and the Furious Part 1 was a dope movie. It was racing. It was like, yo, we had to do this shit to supplement our lifestyle. Fuck the, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was dope. And then Part 2, they just said, all right, we're going to talk about O'Connor's life because he was a cop. So, let's go undercover. And because you know how to drive, you're going to start transporting drugs for this drug man. But he tests you out in a street race. No, nigga, you should be incognito. Like, you should be incognito. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm transporting drugs, I don't want a purple fucking Escalade, a purple fucking Eclipse with no roof, blasting music, reggaeton and shit with 10 kilos of my coke. No, nigga, I'm sorry. Put that shit in the fucking Kia, accent.
You better get your ass in that suburban station wagon.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get the Pinto with the grandmother who can't see. Put that shit in that motherfucker. No one's stopping her ass. And then it went to drifting. It was like, all right, we're back into some form of racing. And then boom, super spies. Xavier Woods dubbed them all super spies. Like it's ridiculous. It made more sense that Dan Aykroyd was homeless, smelling like shit, dressed up as Santa Claus, eating an entire fish in the fucking middle of a ball.
In the rain.
Waiting for a bus that ain't coming and getting fucking splattered on by the cars. That made more sense than the fucking bullshit. They were in space, Tyrese and fucking Ludacris literally drove like a Ford Escort in space. They took that car and made it a spaceship, and they were in space to blow up a fucking satellite.
I'm sorry. And then you know what's funny about it? That everybody joked about that shit happening. Yo, I remember when they destroyed that submarine, right, with a Charger. Because you know that's how you destroy a submarine with a Dodge Charger.
Yes.
In 1970, it has to be that.
Yeah.
With a Dodge Depth Charger.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize.
Yes.
I appreciate that because I would have sounded ridiculous.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'm like, yo, what else can these guys do? Fuck it, let's go to space. And you know what the fuck they said? Checkmate.
There you go, yeah.
What in the actual fuck is going on right now? I was like, yo, when I saw there was somebody that told me that, like, oh yeah, John Cena's gonna be his brother. I was like, who? Whose brother? Like, is he O'Connell's brother from the past?
That would have made more sense,
right? You know, here's the thing. You know what helps? The fact that they're both white.
There you go.
And we don't know shit about O'Connell's past.
Yeah.
We know all about Dom. We don't know shit about this dude.
You know what would have made even more sense? If John Cena was Vincent's brother from part one. Because you left my brother for dead in the other country, and then next thing you know, he's dead, and blah blah blah. Yo, I'm coming to fuck you up, bro. You were supposed to be family. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, he was like, me and my brother weren't close, but he was still my brother.
Yeah,
you know
he died under your watch.
You see what I'm saying? You see how you just made sense of some shit that didn't make either one of us. I think your story's better because it would have made sense if he was like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But, this is still two characters that we know shit about. All we know about Vince is the fact that he had a kid in DR. Apparently, these motherfuckers love going to DR and laying eggs and leaving.
Oh, yeah.
These niggas love dropping seeds in DR and bouncing.
Yep, because it's cheap.
So, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That says a lot about what America thinks about DR. So, you can go, America. Anyway. Right. Coming back to
I think that's more specifically what Vin Diesel thinks.
Oh, no. That's Vin Diesel and the producers.
Yeah.
Somebody has to go, you know what? Maybe that's a little offensive.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. Hey, listen, I'm not being sensitive here, but being the only Dominican in this room, fuck yourself, son. Well, Mel's not going to do it. I got to represent my people. So you're just going to go to DR and drop a seat and leave? All right. So where you from? All right. I'm going to go to your hometown, drop a seat and leave. Even though he's from here, but, yeah, it's one of those things where
fuck it.
Like each one of us made a better story than whatever they came up with. Why does everybody have to be related to Don?
I don't know.
Why? Why does it? There's so many people in that crew, and then you bring back a character that was supposedly murdered. Yeah, we've seen him get murdered.
What up, Jose?
Yo, see, this is the thing. So, like, bringing it back to the movie, Trading Spaces.
Places.
At no point, huh?
You said trading spaces, trading places.
No, that's what I said.
Yeah, I know. Then I'm correcting you.
Yeah.
No, he said that you said trading spaces, and he's saying trading places.
I'm being facetious right now.
No, when he first said it, the first time he said trading spaces, I was like, I know where he's going with.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but everything in that movie makes 100% sense 100% of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Of that time, you can see it happening.
But to bring up like the death of Han, so we have Statham, who's a bad guy. He killed Han. Then he does a movie with The Rock. Now we're supposed to like the dude who killed Han. Then it turns around he never killed Han. So what the fuck? All right, what are we doing now?
Yeah,
what are we doing?
And now him and Han are boys.
Guy? Yeah.
Now apparently him and Han are boys now.
But
they're cool.
That would have made.
I've seen that part. Somebody sent me a clip of the end of it. So now they're cool. Like, I almost killed you, bro. But
no,
we're family now.
No. Here's the thing. So they explained it. Yeah. Han. All right. So the weapon that they were looking for, they needed a key. The key was the daughter of the two scientists. It was her DNA. So Han faked his death using Jason Statham in that car crash to protect the daughter.
Can I ask you a question? Was Mr. Nobody part of it?
Yes.
fucking knew, Mister. Nobody does everything.
Yes, it was one of those where like
I mean, with all due respect, it is Snake Plissken, so I got no problem with that.
no, yeah,
If Snake Plissken can do something, I'm happy with it.
yeah, but that's what it was. So they faked his death in order to protect the daughter of the scientist who made the we blow up shit weapon, the weapon of all weapons that can control technology.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
So
it can't fuck with the floppy disk, but it can fuck with your phones.
But I bet you the floppy disk can fuck with that.
Oh yeah, of course.
So here's something I'm gonna bring up because I don't do the wrestling podcast with you guys, but this is some WWE storytelling shit where they tell you one thing, then immediately go back and retcon it, and fucking turn around like, no, forget what we said. This is what it is now. I know last week he came out in a gorilla costume, but he's not a gorilla anymore. He's a fucking elephant. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Karrion Kross never lost to Jeff Hardy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and it's you know.
That's
And the
same
funny
shit
thing
they
is,
do in comics.
you gotta take these movies, like the Fast and Furious. After 3, and I was never a fan of 3. After 3, you can't take any of it seriously because ultimately nobody dies but the villains. Yo,
Yeah.
they're worse than Marvel, bro.
Yeah. Oh,
At this point, no one can die in that universe. It's
Yeah.
they're immortal.
yep. Brock
Yo,
is still alive.
Who's actually died from the main cast except for
Vincent.
I can't even say Wonder Woman because they might bring her back.
Brian O'Connor.
Well, that's unfair.
No.
He's alive.
He's still alive.
Huh?
He's still alive in those movies.
I was
That's
making
right.
I was
He is.
making-
No,
He's living a life in
The only
somewhere.
person who actually died right now who hasn't come back was Vincent.
Walker.
Vincent.
No, and Gil Gadot's character,
No,
Wonder
she
Woman's
didn't
character.
die. She just left.
No, yeah, she didn't die.
No, she died. She
No.
got the. Remember, and when they're taking out the 747 with a bunch of cars.
No,
No.
because at the end she tells Han, "Hey, we got to go to Tokyo," and he's like, "Don't worry, we'll get there."
No. That's the other one. I mean, six. When they're trying to take down that 647, remember, like she just lets herself go so Han can live or some shit like that.
No. She's
Yo,
not
trust me, they're under tarmac, and all these little civvies are gonna take down that big Boeing jet.
No, yeah. She lets
Okay,
go, but I
so-
think they save her. I think they save her in that one.
No, I think she's dead.
No,
That's why Han leaves.
I could have swore she was a fucking sniper in the last
Yo,
one.
You know what? You know what?
That's
It
Han.
doesn't matter because they still got 2 more coming out, and
I
she'll
know,
probably come
and
back.
that's what I'm saying. Is like, yo, ultimately, you can't get sad over anybody.
Well, all right. So the only people I've actually seen, which I don't know why that the kid with ADHD isn't in any of the movies. In the first one, he did all the fucking technology.
Oh, yeah, the
he
tech
did all
kid,
the
the
computer
tech kid.
the computer shit for Dom with the cars, the tech kid.
Thank you, Jose.
Yeah. All right. So she died, but Vincent died also.
Yeah, Vincent died.
They killed him twice because in the first one he was dying in the bushes, and then they killed him in fucking in DR or whatever the fuck.
In Brazil, I believe.
In Brazil, yeah.
Brazil, yeah.
But Brian O'Connor's still alive, and he's watching the kids. Go ahead, wife. Go
Do
after.
something- Take your untrained
Yeah.
ass to do something
Yeah.
dangerous.
Go
take your
take-
untrained
Yes,
ass.
go take your housewife ass, not driving ass, after
Meanwhile-
your brother who's a secret agent, a fucking pseudo 10-star secret agent. Go fight him. I watch the kids.
Meanwhile, your husband, that's a trained FBI agent, is gonna stay home.
I'll be here.
I am about to smoke, but I'm gonna stay home.
Yeah, because these kids, they're more important to me than you are.
Gal Gadot's character, in fact, did die in Fast and Furious 6.
And I apologize.
Brazil.
Jose's right. You gotta say Brazil.
Yeah.
For some reason, that's the only way Vin Diesel knows how to say Brazil. And his accent is atrocious.
This is Brazil.
Brazil. Say, you're no longer American. You're in Brazil. I'm like, what? Like, what? And why is The Rock sweating so much?
I mean, he just put on 80 pounds.
Yo, can we point out the fact that this motherfucker is like James Bond? How do you go to places to hide and you're the most well-known motherfucker there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm looking for Dominic Toretto. There he goes.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, can I ask you a question? Like, you're right. You're hiding out. Why are you committing crimes if you're supposed to be hiding out?
Yeah, I think he misunderstood the meaning of hiding in plain sight.
Yeah.
I agree, because if you hide out from pretty much every government agency in the world, you don't turn around and do the thing that they'll probably catch you doing, because they're looking for someone like that.
Yeah.
Because you've been a criminal your whole life until you became a fucking super agent with no actually agent skills. None. You have never been trained.
The best they did was hijack trucks. That's all they did in the first one. They hijacked fucking trucks. That's all they did.
Yeah, can we?
Oh, and create race wars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he said it's not sweat, it's baby oil.
Ah, you're right. There you go.
Can we point out the fact that we were talking about how in the 80s movies were original,
Yes.
right?
Really, yeah.
Or more original than they are today.
Yes.
Can we talk about the fact how Vin Diesel made a movie franchise about some street dude who got caught with a government agency and now is a top-notch fucking spy? And yes, I'm talking about XXX, which is also the same shit
The
as
same fucking
Fast
movie.
and Fucking Furious.
Yes.
No,
just
see, but you're wrong. In XXX, he was an extreme sports guy. So he
He's
had
still a
some kind of
fucking dude.
training.
Yeah.
Yo,
He can
Right?
skate
I
pretty
was
fast.
Snowboard with the
Anybody
best of them.
Yes.
I don't care what anybody says.
And all
A
secret agents
skateboarder-
need to know how to skateboard.
Yo, a skateboarder is not gonna kick the shit out of Captain America.
Correct. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't.
Unless he's Static Shock.
That's true. But I don't. It's funny, and you know what? If anybody out there watching, this is not hate. We're just trying to make sense of it.
Yeah.
Congrats to Vin and all of them that are making money on that shit, man, because they don't stop and they can't stop.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I've seen every single one of the Fast and Furious, and I plan on seeing the other two that's supposed to be coming out. You know what I'm saying?
I stopped at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would have. You know what's funny? Five was probably now compared to the rest of them was probably one of the least ludicrous ones with that safe.
Ha.
Yo,
Gotcha, bitch.
yo, I'm gonna say right now, and the chat can say
What
whatever
up,
they
Blue
want to
Cheese?
me. My favorite Fast and Furious movie is Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah. It's the only one that actually made sense. You had a fucking like a mercenary cop and a fucking secret agent doing.
Yeah, you have a secret agent and a bounty hunter, a glorified bounty hunter, pretty much.
Yeah.
Makes sense. You know what? They're both fucking trained.
Yeah.
And when they went to go see his family, it was actual I got your fucking back blood.
Yeah.
To where
Yeah.
the grandmother was like, yo, put all your shit away. We gotta fucking defend this is family.
And the
Yeah,
funny part is,
that's the best
one
part of that
them-
movie.
One of them is actually his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get Roman in there, and then you get an actual bunch of Polynesians to play the fucking roles.
Yeah.
They're not all white all of a sudden in linebackers.
Yo, that was the best part of it too, because it's almost like Dominic Toretto says who's family, who's not. But in that movie, in Hobbs and Shaw, Mama was like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck how much bad blood y'all niggas got. Y'all brothers, y'all family, y'all protect each other. Fight each other after you fuck them up.
Yep. And that's the thing is see, that's actual family. Go
Yeah.
back home. You know what I'm saying? You and your brother don't like each other. Mom Dukes is like, well, I don't give a shit what you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You either figure this shit out or I'm gonna figure it out for you. You may be grown ass men, but I'm still your mom.
Yep. I'll still fuck
Figure
you
this
up.
shit out, you two. All right. And once again, it helps that one of the cast members could have been more. I don't know, but one of them, at least I know, was related to him
Yep.
Well,
for
actually,
sure.
so the Rock stunt double, and I think he
Oh,
actually
that's right.
one
The
of the
Rock
other
stunt
guys
double
is
is
also a cousin.
The
of his.
guy that always does a stunt double for him, yeah, that's his cousin, yeah. But then you have on screen your actual cousin,
Yep.
which helps. Like, oh look, so it is family.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So I once again, and that's a great movie because if you turn off your brain, it's a beautiful movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, don't try to make sense of shit. Just go with it. You know what I'm saying? When you have a motorcycle that can slip under a crane, life is good.
Yo, you mean to tell me you can't do that? I do that all the time.
They took that shit from the G.I. Joes.
It's true.
I learned.
I know. I got it. No, I slipped a disc trying to do that shit.
No, I learned how to do it from Batman and Robin. Chris
Ah,
O'Donnell
Got
taught
it.
me.
Got it. Possibly the only thing anybody ever learned from Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah.
Well, That and how to keep your bat nipples from chafing.
Oh, that's true.
Yo.
That's true.
Yo, real quick. Speaking of Chris O'Donnell, I showed Krills the ending of Son of a Woman, because apparently he only got to the part where they were at the restaurant dancing with the woman.
God, he only got halfway through.
Yeah, he only got halfway through.
This
So I saw Son of a Woman with De Niro,
Oh,
where he's blind. And I was telling Krills, Al Pacino, my bad. I was telling Krills that if this Chris O'Donnell played Robin, it would have been awesome. Because he was like he was young. He wasn't 87 years old playing Robin. You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Listen, I got no beef with Chris O'Donnell at all. It's just that you shouldn't be 35 playing a guy that should be like 8.
Yeah.
Or at least if he's going to be 18. Fucking look it, bro.
You know something? I've never ever believed Chris O'Donnell to be a tough guy until NCIS Los Angeles. He's actually convincing. If he would have brought that sensibility to Robin,
but I don't think he could have. Remember, because that was almost 12 years in between them.
No, but Joe Schumacher just he had no clue what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
With that movie.
Yeah, Joe Schumacher should have never done anything near a superhero movie.
Yeah, how you adopt a grown ass man?
Unless he's gonna do Star Fox. That's all Joe Schumacher.
Now let's keep him away from things that we like in our childhood.
No, I mean, but yo, they cast somebody as Star Fox. Now, one of the Jonas brothers.
Oh shit!
That's the voice?
No. I'm talking about Thanos' brother.
Oh, I thought you meant the video game stuff.
No, hell no.
That's why I was like, wait a minute, why you want
to? No, he's not him.
I thought you said the video game. So
no, I corrected. There's one of the guys from One Direction that got cast as him. He wore like a couple of weeks ago. He wore a dress and people were getting mad at him.
Oh, Harry Styles.
That guy.
Wait, he's Star Fox?
Check it up.
I thought they were the same people. One Direction and Jonas Brothers.
I wish I was lying to you.
I'm looking that up right now because
I thought the Jonas Brothers acted British and called themselves the One Direction.
It's funny, for a while I thought those two groups like were the same at once, and then they separated to those two different things. Yeah. I had no idea it was two different groups.
Yeah, that's another problem with these kids nowadays. They don't know music either.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I wish I was lying, bro. I wish I was lying, but I'm not.
Yo, all right, I'm gonna say two things right now. Marvel hasn't missed yet, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. All right, but from what I'm hearing, Eternals might be the start of the misses.
Really? Oh shit! Did you hear that they wanted 12 superheroes instead of the amount they got then? They wanted more.
For Eternals?
Yeah, they wanted more in it.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see it Sunday, but I went from being very hyped to being not so fucking hyped. No.
I read somewhere somebody goes, "Yo, the mid credit to the end credit scene is worth." You know how sometimes it's worth watching through the whole movie. If you can skip to that, just do it. I was like, "Damn, nigga."
But for the
can the fighting at least be cool for the Eternals?
Oh shit!
So can the fighting at least be cool?
It's funny. I heard that same shit for the Venom and Carnage movie.
Yeah, I've heard like some people say that this is like Marvel's version of Doom.
That's true.
If that's the case, I'm not gonna fucking like this.
It's a version of what?
Doom.
So it's Disney's version of Doom.
Yeah.
Have you seen Doom? Hey?
I got an hour into it, then I was like, I have to knock out.
Yeah.
I like it. What I'm trying to say is I'm not gonna watch that shit again and again.
Yeah.
It's too long, and I appreciate intelligent and great dialogue, and I appreciate the scenery. Like, holy fuck, man, you got to move that movie along, bro.
Yo, that should have been a TV series. That should have been a TV series.
But you know, funny, they made it a TV series, and it sucked.
No, that was a movie. The first time.
No. They made a TV series on
Oh, did they?
Sci-Fi with it.
Shit.
Yeah, and I saw because I've always liked the story of Dune. It's just a fucking and the guy that directed it, I'm a fan of his. You know what I'm saying? I like the dude who directed it. All right, because he did Blade Runner, people didn't like it. I go, but people didn't like the first Blade Runner until years later. So
Blade Runner 2049 was a slow movie, but
yes,
it's fucking awesome.
it was exactly
captivating.
Yeah,
and Batista stole that movie.
I straight up missed 40 minutes of Dune, and I can tell you everything that happened in the movie because those 40 minutes, nothing happened.
Yo, Cap was like, "Yo, wake up!" Momo was about to do something cool, and I wake up. He goes, "Shit, my bad."
Like when I first saw Momoa, right, I was like, all right. Usually, if he's in a movie, this is what shit picks up, right? No, they cut to some other shit. I'm like, God damn it! I'm like, yo, come on, guys, you're killing me right now. You're killing me. I want to love this movie.
I got to point something out. Certain
Be right back.
shit, right? So talk about Dune. I don't know if you care for. Well, you can't spoil it because it's not the complete story.
Yeah, nothing even gets spoiled until like they do part 97.
So,
and then you get to the half of the book.
You know how they have the shields that
they
wear.
Yeah,
they did that in order to prevent the invention of guns or laser guns or shit like that. Mm-hmm. But if you move slowly, you could fucking get through the shield and hit your person with a knife. What the fuck is the point of the fucking shield then? Because if you can't stop somebody slowly swinging at you with a knife, don't fight.
That seems like a really big flaw.
Yo, they bombed the shit out of the fucking encampment. Mm-hmm. Everything has a shield. So what do the bombs do? They fall slowly and then just vibrate through the shield and blow shit up. What the fuck is the point of the shield if we found a way around it? If we found a way around the shield,
there's no point in having them up. Yeah. If I know the flaw of the shield and your enemy knows the flaws, like, yo, just don't use them.
It would have made more sense had they had turned that into they move slightly faster. That's why you see multiple versions of them. Cool.
Absolutely. That would have made like, yo, it's almost like a 6th Sense speed or some shit like that. Yeah. Like, but the thing is, it has to be either trained to do it or you're born with it.
Yeah.
And that's how you select warriors. Like if they're born with that gift, man, woman, child, or whatever, that, or they're able to train to do it. But it has to be like a selective few. It can't be everybody in their fucking mother that does it.
Yeah, because they literally. You remember the training scene with Timothy Chalamet and the guy who played Thanos?
Yeah.
This motherfucker slow blade kills. When was the last time anything? When the fuck did this kill anybody? If I hit you, how sharp is your knife? Because if I hit you slowly with a blade, it's not gonna instantly just decapitate you.
No, that's good. That's suffering right there. That's gonna be a process as you slowly slit through if you can. Like a fucking half sharper that was nice, but no, that make no sense. Damn, son. I'm gonna finish it because I started it, but I just hope I don't get Oblivion. I hope I don't get Oblivion.
Dude, my boy said he liked it, but again, I'm not saying the movie's bad.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that it's literally half a story, but it's not the good half because it's all set up. It's like if you went to a comedy show, and the comedian was like, "Man, I broke up with my girl yesterday. Man, you should have seen me. I went into the store." And never finished the fucking joke. He just gave you setups and never finished anything. And he's just like, "Yo, come back for night 2, and I'll tell you the rest of the joke."
And there's a lot of characters that like the fucking king, the other guy Momoa. There's a lot of characters that are like, "Yo, this guy's interesting. I want to know a little bit more about him." They show him, and then he's dead. Like, wait, what is this? Game of Thrones all over again? Like, what's going on here?
Clearly, both the king, who is now Moon Knight, and Jason, who's Aquaman, they had to go film other movies.
Yeah.
Like, yo, guys, you got to die. Yeah, yo, guys, we have to die. He has to do Moon Knight. I have to do Aquaman, so we got to die. Is that cool with you guys? You can,
Like,
kill us off early. Don't worry about it.
I mean, the movie's gonna be 18 hours. Can't we just film this in 8 months? You know, we'll just put on the first half of the movie.
And the funny thing is, both him and the other guy were like, "Oh, Doom, can't wait for part 2." I'm like, "Dude, you're dead. The fuck you so excited about part 2? You're not in it." But then you know, once again, nowadays death doesn't mean shit. You can just bring him back, possibly.
Yeah. Yo, and the crazy shit is, Cap was telling me this is like the grown-up version of Star Wars or Star Trek.
Yeah, no. So in the book, this is supposed to be like the adult version of Star Wars, where it's intergalactic space travel. There's different houses. So it's like Game of Thrones in space. There's different political moves that people are making behind the scenes to put power behind these people, but take it away from these people. Then you got the kid Timothy Chalamet. He's potentially the Messiah. He could potentially be the savior of the planet that they're on with all the sand and the spice and shit like that, Arachnis. Like, there's a lot to it in the book. It's just for some reason it doesn't translate well on screen because you can't make the movie long enough to make the movie make sense. And the shit you would have to cut out is too important. It's weird because, like I said, I missed 40 minutes of it. And not only have I described to you the book, I described to you the fucking movie. And I missed 40 minutes. I didn't miss one plot point in 40 minutes. I was asleep.
Oh my god. Oh man, I don't want to do that. Like I said, I'm gonna finish it. I started. I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
All right. Listen, I did it with Oblivion. I'm doing it with this. All right. And Jose said Iron Man 3 was a miss. I agree. I don't give a shit about Tony Stark. I need him in an Iron Man suit. And Venom and Carnage was cool. So difference of opinions, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, yo, do me a favor, kick that dude out the chat. No.
Well, the thing is, you got to remember two things. He went to see with my cousin, and both of them are huge Venom fans. So it's like, you know, you go to see your favorite superhero on screen finally, right? Like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. The Punisher with Thomas Jane, I was like, yo, I was reaching straws with that one. Then the next one, reaching even more straws. And the one with Dolph Lundgren, I was like, yo, I'll take it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take to Daredevil season 2 that I was like, finally. So you know what I'm saying? Like when you see your favorite superhero on screen, like I'm pretty sure the first time you saw that 1990s whatever movie with that Captain America in the rubber ears.
And the Italian Red Skull?
That's stupid suit. I know you were thinking, this is about as good as I'm gonna get right now, so I might as well enjoy it.
No.
Like, you know, it's like you're like,
dude, I'm
like,
the guy.
God, it's so wrong.
Who didn't like First Avenger.
Huh?
So I'm the guy who doesn't like First Avenger.
This is very true.
I am not afraid to sit there and go, this is something I love. But what you did here, no, thank you. I'll just go back to something good from it.
Which is weird. I liked First Avenger, and I wasn't a Cap fan like that.
But yeah, man, it's one of those things where, like, all right, I get it. I mean, we all know the Venom story, so it's like, shit. And then at the end of it, you see what they're doing. You're like, well, let's give me a little hope. Hang me on a little bit of hope that this could be fixed just by having Kevin Feige and the team go, come to my bosom, and I will take care of you.
It always fucking pisses me off. I would say this until I'm dead. There are historical documents that say the story and the legend of these characters. You can literally take any one of those historical documents and make a movie out of it. But no, this is where we gotta go original. It's like if you were to make a fucking a period piece of Martin Luther King and he's in fucking space. That's not what happened. It's not what happened. It's never gonna happen. There's documentation proving what happened with Venom and Carnage and what they are and who they are. They're not symbiotes. Stupid motherfuckers. The minute I was watching a bootleg. The minute I heard them say, "Oh, the symbiote, get this the fuck off my screen. Get it off my screen." I would rather watch two turtles fucking than this shit right now. In all honesty.
And you know what's funny about those documents, right? They are for each character, no matter how small or big. There are some that are legendary, right? Like for Spider-Man, let's say the Last Hunt, right? That's the one with Craven, right? Where he ultimately catches Spider-Man, addresses him, and offs himself. That's not a spoiler. It's been out for fucking so long. So go fuck yourselves. You know what I mean? So you have the Venom and Carnage, right? I mean, you can one of the classics is when Venom and Carnage actually meet face to face. That's not a problem, right? The problem is you're gonna need Spider-Man. None of this happens without Spider-Man, right? And Sony, since you such cocksuckers, you just can't be like, yo, Marvel, listen, you take the helm, just pay us at the end. Pay me at the end.
Yep.
Just pay me. It's okay. We will do it jointly, but all we want to do is get paid. Because at the end of the day, you want the profit, right? So, yo, you guys clearly are better at this than we are. The past has shown this, and the present has shown it too. You guys take care of that. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm with you with the freedom. I was like, yo, bro, I don't care about your creativeness. I don't give a shit about your vision. I don't care. I read the comic book. Don't watch me put in the whole fucking comic book on screen, but shit, give me most of it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if you're gonna do something, if you're gonna sit there and go, I have an idea for this character, I have an original idea, a story I want to tell. Take the character, tell your story, leave the nods to the other shit out. Don't put in the Easter eggs to other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't tell me I have an original story, this is my version, and then acknowledge that the shit that happened before is now also true. Like I'm gonna say forever with fucking X-Men Days of Futures Past. It is impossible for 10 years from now to go back 50 years and stop something that didn't happen. The only reason I say that is because they tied in all the other X-Men to this movie. And I've seen X-Men from the beginning.
Mystique never kills
this. Mystique happened with the president in the 1970s. So you can't go back and stop it from happening. It didn't happen. What the fuck are you doing? So don't tell me that you have an original idea where you could take this character into an original story, but also, oh yeah, Spider-Man should have been here. Oh yeah, this dude, there's there's the Oscorp building, and don't tie it into other shit then.
It's funny, that's what that Morbius trailer did.
Yo, the Morbius trailer referenced all three Spider-Men.
It did.
Sam Raimi, Andrew Garfield, and the fucking new one.
It did.
Yo, you know what's crazy? Like, people who make movies about, comic books or any, like, historical documentation or anything like that, they need to watch American Gangster. And just the one part where Denzel Washington goes up to Cuba Gooding Jr. and say, listen, if you're going to cut my shit, don't call it blue magic. You can call it red magic or blue dog shit. I don't give a shit what it is. Just don't call it blue magic. If you're going to change up Venom, don't call it Venom. Call it Black Liquid Man or some shit. You know? Call it.
Yeah, I get it. No,
Aliens got a groove back or some shit.
Yeah.
Like RoboCop. Don't call it RoboCop. Call it Android Policeman or
something. And a Cyborg Man.
Oh, the shit that came out of 2014?
Yeah.
Was it that 2014, that shit?
Yeah, that fucking cocksucking motherfucking piece of shit.
The technology was there to make that shit dope.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I've never given that much of a fuck about Alex Murphy. I love the first Alex Murphy, Peter Weller.
Yeah.
Love that guy. When he didn't have the mask on, I was like, I don't give a fuck. He's still dope.
Yep.
This dude, I'm like, yo. And I like that. I like the actor. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, I don't give a shit.
I never forgave that motherfucker for it. You got ask Cap.
The script. He had a script, bro. That script was shit.
No, he chose to do that shit. He knew from the beginning when they proposed this shit to him that this was gonna be horrible. He should have never taken that role, and I would never forgive him for that. It's like when you threw Murr's phone into the fucking thing. I will never forgive you ever. Yeah.
Anybody doesn't know.
Never forgive you.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that one.
What's going on, Kenny? Sal, fucking both of them.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's one of those. Like, all right, perfect example, right? Let's say I decided if I had a studio that I wanted to remake Commando, right?
Yep.
First of all, I would never do it. All right, just 90% of the shit he says and does, you can't get away with now. But
Yep.
let's say I'm like with Cap said, I'm going to remake Trading Places. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing it 100% my way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now here's my biggest obstacles. Arnold, whatever people say about Arnold, he had his own charisma. Let's remember that shit. People don't want to admit it, but Arnold had his own charisma. Like he just had this thing about him, you know what I mean, that you wanted to watch him. Yep. Whether it was a terrible accent, whatever. But the point is, you understood him as much, and you were drawn to him, no matter who says what. Yeah. When I hear people go, no, I go, you're telling me when you watch Terminator 2, the star of that movie is a CGI, or is it Arnold?
Arnold.
It isn't John fucking Connor.
Oh no.
Right? Bitch. Nobody could deliver a one-liner like "stick around."
Yeah, like his script is like this, right?
First you was Sub-Zero, now you're Plane Zero.
But there's something about that Australian big ass head and jaw that you're just like, I gotta watch this dude. Oh, yeah. That gap in his teeth is mesmerizing me right now. So my first problem is I gotta find somebody that can match that. And when somebody tells me The Rock, I want to slap him in the throat because The Rock has had more misses than hits.
Yes.
All right, let's remember this. He has his own studio.
Yo,
we can
Tooth Fairy was awesome.
Huh?
Said Tooth Fairy was awesome. I don't give a shit what you say.
Hey, but that wasn't his studio. They see? Yeah. That was somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And when he decides to do shit on his own, when nobody says no to him, that shit is garbage. All right, so Cassie, let's say I find somebody like Arnold, which is damn near impossible, right? So now I got to find the surrounding villains, right? Those guys by themselves were a cast of fucking characters. You had your man from the Warriors. Love that guy because you never feel sorry when he dies.
Yep.
Never feel sorry when David Ramsey. You never feel sorry when David Ramsey dies. You know what I'm saying? Then you had Bill Duke. I mean, come on. It's Bill Duke, man. You know what I'm saying? Then you had, you had Bennett, of course.
Yo, I swear to God, if they would have made a Freddie Mercury movie back in the 80s, that he would have played him.
Because the gear, he looked exactly like him. But you know the fun story about that, right? They had hired somebody smaller to play a character. And then he came in, he was like, yo, this shit is mad tight. He goes, well, yo, that's the only two clothes we got. So he had to rock that. They got a guy the guy was about, I wouldn't even say 5'10" or so. And this dude is like almost Arnold's height. He's 6'2". He's like, yeah, well, my man, you got to fit into that shit, bro.
Yo, somebody should have told him, though, you might want to hit some crunches first.
Oh, yeah.
You're doing the movie. You might want to train a little bit. You're going up against Arnold, dude.
But, he was like a really, really, really late replacement. Extremely late. You know what I'm saying?
Like what? And then, shooting?
I'm pretty sure you have time to train or give a fuck, but it's still a good movie, you know? And then the guy who's supposed to be the president of the fake country that was also in Die Hard 2, Valveda, he's a white guy. He's supposed to be a Hispanic man and white. Huh?
It was a Spanish country he invaded, wasn't it?
Yeah, Spanish country. It's a fake country, Valveda, that's also in Die Hard 2. That's where that general is from. But he's in Spanish paint.
Yo, here's a question I got to tie some shit back into. How come nobody ever fucking mentions Hispanic face, as I call it? Well, you said that dude was played by a white guy. Fucking
West Side Story.
In the Jets and West Side Story, they were all fucking Greeks. Not only one or two Puerto Ricans in the whole fucking movie, and the movie's about Puerto Rican. Nobody said shit about that.
Yo,
fucking Al Pacino playing what's his name?
Tony Montana.
Playing
Tony Montana.
No, but Scarface. Yeah, it was the other one.
Scarface. Huh?
Who's that?
There was Scarface.
Oh, Carlito.
Oh, Billy Blanco. But not Carlito. My bad.
Rican, bro.
The motherfuckers like, come on. We have this Spanish actors exist.
Yeah.
Jimmy Smiths, Edward James Olmos. Like I've seen them.
Benicio Shogun del Toro. That's what I call him, like.
Benicio del Toro, yeah.
But Yo,
Well,
go.
you know what's funny about it is a lot of times when it's us, that shit really don't matter.
Nope.
Shit really don't matter when it's us. It really
Yo,
doesn't, bro. Look, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, right? And people have been using this shit now lately in the Heights, right? That shit should have been called in Fordham.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, there was one. I think there was one Dominican in it.
The
And
Heights
then
is
people are like,
nothing
oh,
but
well,
Dominicans.
you got to understand, it's like it's the melting pot. He goes like, my man, shut the fuck up. We gave you Hamilton, son. What the fuck are you doing, son?
But the original In the Heights, the play was all about Puerto Ricans.
That's good. But if it's going to be in the Heights, right? Like literally the Heights. Otherwise, let's go to Fordham.
Yeah.
Let's go to South Bronx.
Hunts Point.
Shit. Anyway, man.
Anyway, yeah.
Just don't call it in the Heights. And then not have the Heights in it. You had the physical Heights, but you don't have the people.
Yeah.
Like somebody like, yo, you got to watch that. I was like, no, I don't. I absolutely will not watch a movie that I'm not represented in, and I should be represented in because I'm from there. Bro, I can literally walk 2 feet and run into another Dominican. In that movie, you could have walked 3 miles and not run into one.
Yeah.
The Heights ain't that deep, by the way. It just literally stops at 225th. No more Heights. It just starts like on 155th.
Yeah, that's.
Come on, guys, you're killing me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've noticed that when it comes to shit like that, like either we don't complain loud enough, or just don't really give it, or they don't give a fuck, or it's a little mixture of both.
Oh,
What I think it is? I think it's because, to be fair, like we got 3 Spanish people on screen right now. I'm whiter than fuck. And all it takes for me to play one of you guys is I just stand in the sun for a second and get a 10. Technically.
Yeah, no, this is true. This is true.
But the thing is, you can show multifaceted different levels of Spaniard. You know what I'm saying? Like you have the dark skin Spanish, the medium, and the light, the light blue eye Spanish. There's not just one country called Spanish where Spanish people come from. Just like Asians, like the Philippines, they're considered like Asians and shit like that because they're from Asia. Like they're not just Chinese. You don't say via damn, what is it? I forgot the line from Tropic Thunder.
Like,
you wouldn't say Chinese. What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
you
saying?
call them Vietnamese, not
Viet Cong. You know what I'm saying? But like it's there's so many different fucking types of Spanish. So let's get the Italian to play him. No. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of Spanish people in those fucking booths auditioning. Let's get the Italian motherfucker to play him. But going back to what Lay was saying, like if you wanted to remake Commando, when they remade Conan the Barbarian with Jason Momoa, if they would have
you mean Sword and Sand?
If they would have made that movie any other thing, any other title, that would have been a good movie. It would have been a decent movie to watch. Because I know for a fact that was not Conan the Barbarian. That was not Conan the Barbarian.
That's a lot of pressure to put on both a director and a star.
So here's the thing. This is what I was saying with trying to remake like Trading Spaces. They took 2 R-rated movies. I know, Trading Places. I know. I'm stuck with the fucking TV show.
Yeah, I get
you. Yo, dude, when I do a double, I watch nothing but the home and gardening channel at work for like 8 hours. So I'm stuck.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right. I can see that.
Yeah, but like I was saying, we're trying to remake that movie. The people, instead of embracing what those movies were and making it as gritty as the originals, they were afraid. They took a step back. They made them PG-13, and you cut the balls from what those movies were fucking saying.
Absolutely.
Like the only reason they work is because the people, when they made them, were not afraid to put their fucking vision on screen.
Yeah.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, yeah. That's a lot of things. As a creator, if you're doing something original, that's gonna cripple you immensely. You know what I mean? Because you're like, yeah, I might have an idea, but how they gonna accept it, bro? Sometimes you just gotta just go for it, bro. Don't get
Yeah.
fuck it, bro. It just doesn't matter. Just go ahead, man. Saying if they don't, the worst thing you can do is not go watch it, and you make something else. You adjust accordingly, but you never know.
And also, if you don't plan for that movie to have multiple parts, don't fucking make a part 2.
Yeah.
Like The Purge. That shit went left. Like the second one, I understand because you see it from out of town. But now you got rich people.
Frank Grillo?
Yeah, but now you got people with like rich people like capturing motherfuckers. We're gonna fight to the death, and like that's not what the movie's about. And then you just took it left. You took it straight up left. Like what kind of shit is this? Like American Skin. Have you heard of that movie? Like,
Sounds familiar.
it's the movie where the father and son get pulled over by the cops. The son pulls out his phone, and the cop shoots him.
Yes.
Yo, that movie is an original thought, but it's one of those movies that a lot of people are like, yo, what if somebody actually fucking did that shit to these motherfuckers? That movie's this is what happens if one of the motherfuckers did that shit to one of these motherfuckers, and the ending is crazy. Original movie, like beautiful. I don't need to see a part 2 of that. Like it's impossible to make part 2. But I don't need, like, if that shit was a blockbuster and made millions of dollars, I don't want to see American Skin Part 2. No, we got the story already. That's it. You can't kidnap more cops. It's no longer possible. It's no longer possible. You know, and then
I understand.
yeah, I'm watching the Colin Kaepernick shit on Netflix.
Yeah,
He has and I'm seeing the beginning of it, and his mom calls him a thug, and he took that shit so personal. He's like, oh, to call somebody a thug is this? I was like, no. Since when I grew up, a thug was like a gangster, one of them niggas that had their pants hanging off their ass, thought they was some shit, beating up other people. They had nothing going for them. But all of a sudden, in this era, we took the word thug from like the 1930s, and now it's offensive to me. My mom called me a faggot once because I got my ears pierced. I came home with both my ears pierced, and she said, "You look like a faggot." I was like, you know what? I understand you're mad at me, but I didn't make a documentary out of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like at one point, it's like I don't need you to tell me how we grew up, motherfucker.
He said, "Oh, okay." And said, "You know what? I see where you're coming from."
Yeah.
Good call, Mom. Good call.
Yeah. But it's like really, motherfucker. Back in the day, you either were a thug in the street, selling drugs, hurting people in the gang, slicing people because you weren't red, or you was trying to be on your business.
Yeah.
So what's the fucking problem? What's the problem? When an 80-year-old man calls you a thug, now all of a sudden it's racism from 200 years ago? You would have never got that shit from Trading Places. You would have never got that racism. You would have never thought it was racism in Trading Places. It would have just been one of those people, like one of them gang members in that shit that's, oh, you're not one of us, so you're a thug. It didn't mean that you was black from African descent, terrorist descent, or you fuck squirrels on the side of the street on Saturdays. I don't know.
Yeah, it was for us. It was literally like if somebody said that to you, they were saying you're gonna wind up like the idiots that have to run out in the streets because they can't do anything.
Like a thug,
yeah. Remember, Trick Daddy even said, "Maybe because I'm a thug." Like that was glorified gangster shit. But I don't understand this shit now. Like you change everything. There's historical documents of how we grew up. Motherfucker ain't much older than us. You feel me? Like I'm watching it. And you ask Cruz, I was like, I can't feel sorry for this guy going to school where you're walking outside to your next class. Can't feel sorry for you, bro.
Yeah.
You did not pass one metal detector. Cannot feel sorry for you. What? The coach didn't let you be quarterback? Yeah. All right, motherfucker. We didn't have a fucking football team in my school. I couldn't wear a hat. Go to that school. Then make the documentary then, fucking bitch. Yeah, I had the head of the fucking gang task force was my fucking security guard in my fucking school. Make a documentary about that, you cocksucker. I'm sorry. It just
He's about
pisses
a
me
year
off.
older than you.
Yeah, it just pisses me off. That type of shit is what's infecting these little kids nowadays. Cause I don't know about you, Lay, but no one erased my memory yet of growing up. You can't retell that story.
Listen, man. Sometimes you just sit back and you like I watch things. Well, there was some movie that I watched now, and I forgot the name of it, but it was pretty much talking about how people online or whatever are able to convince people to kill themselves or push them into suicide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right. I mean, I see like one of the youngest people that were in junior high school, right? The kid was 14, and he offed himself because they started calling him soft because he just liked the color pink. Nothing about him, he wasn't like from what I understood in the thing. I was like, nothing about him said that he was, anything like that. But it was just the fact that I like pink, and it just kept happening. It was with his Instagram and his Twitter, and I'm like, yo, just shut that shit down, bro. And if anybody has a brass to say to your face, well, take care of that right there at the time.
Yeah.
Handle your business. But no,
You know
they kind of bombarding, and then all of a sudden he just offed himself.
that has to be. I hate this. I'm not a fucking psychoanalyst or anything like that, but that has to be a failure in his family dynamic, because that has to be something deeper. Something deeper was wrong before it got to that point, and that just nudged him
To do it, yeah.
Yeah, because, dude, they call you soft because you wear pink. People on this shit that you can just
You can block them.
turn off.
Hmm.
Like there's something deeper that was there that nobody caught on to beforehand.
See, that's when I saw it. I was thinking, I was like, yo, what happened before all that? Something happened before all that. Something in this, but they attributed to cyberbullying and all that stuff. And I was like, that's a lot of bullying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he offed himself with a cat.
This
But
nigga's back.
You know what's fucked up? Whether it's cyberbullying.
Yo, my man, do you love me? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What happened?
This the webcam motherfucker.
Anyway, yeah.
No, go ahead. I just yeah.
Shit, I forgot where I was going with it.
See? The wrestling podcast, pink is his favorite color. Well, there we go.
Yeah. You were saying there's something else wrong with.
Oh no. So what I was gonna say is the bullying. Like nobody ever, whether it's online or whether it's like when I was growing up where the bullies were in your face. Nobody ever fucking does anything to the bully.
Mm-hmm.
It's always the kid. Yo, there was a kid getting bullied because he liked My Little Pony. So he had a My Little Pony lunchbox or a backpack. And the kid was getting bullied. So the principal brought the family of that kid in and was like, yo, you might want to tell him to change his backpack. We're not going to say shit to the bullies. Motherfuckers get pushed to bring guns to school. To finally, to step up. Not to step up, but to finally defend themselves. They get pushed to a certain place they don't want to go.
Yep.
And it's a tragedy. And it's wrong. And it should never happen. And we need gun control. But at the same time, in the months before that lead up, nobody said shit to the kids that were fucking with this man.
You don't wake up one morning and say I'm murdering everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really slow burning build.
Yeah.
Fucking wakes up one day and goes, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, slow burning build, son. That shit doesn't happen overnight. That's months or like almost years of him like, yo, fuck these people. And everybody gets it because nobody backed them up.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? Like, so I was taught if a bully's gonna say something to your face, deal with him. Because the only way to stop a bully is to show you're not afraid. But what the fuck happens if I was in school and perfect example, I'm walking in middle school, and this kid saying shit to me. I have no fucking clue what he was talking. He was speaking Albanian. I guess he thought I was one of them. I have no clue what the fuck he's saying. I don't speak Albanian. But he walked up to me and scratched me from the back of my head down to like halfway through my shoulder blades with his nail. I fucking turned around and started choking this motherfucker out. Like literally grabbed him by the throat and was about to hit him. And some girl saw it and called the teacher. I'm getting yelled at. I'm like, hold on. You don't see this shit? You don't see me bleeding out of my fucking head? Like, you just think I just randomly assaulted some dude for no reason.
Yeah, when my head starts bleeding, I just assault people. It's a warning sign.
Now, two things have got to happen. We got to start going back to get rid of this everybody wins shit, like in sports. Participation medals, get rid of it. Because you know what the true meaning of learning Little League sports is? Two things. One, if you lose, you're supposed to learn how to humble yourself, gain motivation, and improve your skills to win next year.
Yep.
And if you win, you're supposed to learn how to humble yourself, accept your victory, and learn how to keep that level of intensity and keep that level of preparedness so you can keep on winning.
Yeah, you got.
It's not supposed to be a fucking everybody wins, you get a medal for showing up. Because for that, then there is no point to be here.
Yeah.
So we gotta start teaching. All right, the bullying face to face in school, violence. That's a separate topic. You know, telling every kid to just beat the shit out of the guy bullying you. That's a little hard to do. But what we can do is this. Who gives a fuck about this? Yep. It doesn't matter if people like, don't like, thumbs up, thumbs down. 15 million people on here anonymously say something. We got to start teaching people that means nothing.
You know what the crazy shit is though? Here's the thing though. Back in the day, if you had beef with somebody and let's say like a teacher knew or your parent knew, the first thing they tell you is you're gonna have to nip this shit in the butt. He comes up to you, like mom told Cap during the time when the kids try to jump. She goes, "You see this motherfucker? You take a lunch tray or a chair and you smack him in the face with it. I don't give a shit what he's doing." Straight up like that. When you prolong shit and you do the don't be a bully, be a star shit or something, and you have kids and you're like, we gotta talk it out. Yeah, anybody can fake the funk in person, but then when he's still doing it and nothing changed, that's when the motherfucker goes, yo, I have to end this motherfucker because they can't get him to stop. I don't know what to do in this situation. If he dies, he's never gonna bother me again. But if you have these teachers, they go, what's the problem? You don't like each other? Get in the fucking ring. Here goes some gloves. We're gonna end this shit right now.
Agreed.
One, you learn how to defend yourself. You get that balls to stand up for yourself. And two, whatever pussy he thought you was, when you fight back, he ain't looking at you like a pussy no more. You know what I'm saying? That's how you earn people's respect sometimes. Yeah. Standing up for yourself, you earn people's respect. But when it gets to the point where this motherfucker don't want respect, you're going to have to put it inside him. And he can't respect you when he's dead. There's no one teaching people the levels of how to deal with shit. It's either let it go or kill him. These are the two options I have. In all honesty, these are the two options I have. Because
that's what it seems like nowadays.
You have all these videos. Yeah. You have all these videos. People record me beating the shit out of this person because he talks shit on Twitter. What? No, homeboy. If I have to fuck you up because you're talking shit on Twitter, first off, there's a problem with me because I should have just fucking blocked you. And second off, I don't need proof. I don't need to tell my boys I fucked you up. You gonna walk the streets being afraid of me. You know? That's another thing. Everybody wants clout. We have literally gave people championships for doing what they should have done in the beginning. Oh, you talk shit about my mom on Twitter and you pulled her out of the fucking house. Okay, cool. Yes, you did it. Everybody on Twitter. Now you embarrass this person. Now you're dead. You escalated this shit to the point where the only viable outcome to end this shit is killing you. Because you embarrassed me on Twitter. The whole world star saw you dragging me out my house. You're dead now. Because I don't know how to get even with you. I don't know how to put that past. Because everyone thinks I'm a pussy. Now I gotta show the world I'm not. I killed you. Who's the next nigga trying to come to my house? There's no middle ground. There's no teaching of defense. There's no teaching of how to deal with this. The way they teach you how to deal with shit is we already live in a perfect world where no one's bothering you and you shouldn't bother people. No, motherfucker. People are bothering people. It's happening. It's been happening. We all got fucked with. The way you deal with it is you step up and you match this shit. If they're talking shit about you, talk shit about them. They wanna so you kick them right in the fucking nuts. There ain't no rules in the streets. Kick them right in the fucking nuts. And if it's a woman, kick her in the tit. I don't give a shit.
Yo, you know what you do? Bullies pick on people because they think it's easy. If you make it difficult, they stop.
Yep.
Because nobody wants to sit there and have a 50-50 chance. Maybe I get him, maybe I don't, maybe he beats me. Nobody wants to fucking deal with that.
It's funny. I remember I saw this Daniel Craig quote, then I heard him say it. He said, listen, my kid has every right to punch a kid in the face if he's exhausted every other way not to solve that.
Yep.
Saying like he's told everybody, like, yo, listen, hey man, he's picking on me. There's a problem. There's a problem. All right. That's strike one. That's strike two. This is strike three. Now I gotta handle it my way. Then when I go to their school and I go, did my child come to you with the problem? Did my child come to you with the problem? Did my child come to you with the problem? Yes. It's three different fucking people. He tried to do this. He tried to be diplomatic about it, right? Then diplomacy ends at one point, and he has to react. He hit him in the face. You're damn right. I told my kid to hit him in the face.
Yep.
He didn't listen. You guys didn't listen, and he warned him himself. Like, yo, listen, man, I want to do this. All right. My kid finally said, yo, fuck this.
Yeah. You didn't want to.
I completely support him.
Yeah. You didn't want to be adults then. Don't be adults now.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't all of a sudden decide, oh, because things got violent, now it's a problem. No, you know what the problem was? Nobody paying attention to the kid that's trying to stop it from getting to this point.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You people all of a sudden now it's a problem because somebody decided, you know what? You're not going to handle it. You're not going to handle it. This guy's not going to stop. I got to stop it somehow.
Yep. My man said, fuck you, Joe Boo. I'll do it myself.
Straight popped him in the face. He goes, you know what your child did? Abso-fucking-lutely I did. I told him to do it. What's the problem? He told me that he told you. Didn't he? So everybody here is understanding that my son is not lying about this. Yes. And apparently, where's the child that he hit? Well, we don't need him. No, you do need him. That's the problem. That kid and you three are the problem.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He's solving it the way he had his last resort. He's like, yo, this is all I have left.
Yep.
That's it.
And get his fucking parents here because they're not teaching that kid how to be a fucking child.
Absolutely.
So now we're gonna have to talk to these motherfuckers.
Yeah, that kid's household must be a shit show.
Mm-hmm.
Because if my child has enough common sense to come and tell people, yo, I don't want this to go any further, and you and him don't listen, fuck yeah, he's gonna throw his hands.
Yeah, something's got to be done.
And I'm gonna make it very clear to you. I told him how to do it. Damn right I did. I said, pop him here, give him a solid 2-piece, and if he comes at you again, give him the soda.
Yep.
With it.
That's it. The biscuit's always free.
Yeah. So I'm saying is the first hand lesson that kid got is free. The next one, he's gonna pay for it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there we go. But that's the thing, is it's never, and I'm with Cap on that one. Where's the other kid?
Yeah.
So ask you a question. Why did my son hit him? Why did he get to that point? You ever thought of that? Yeah. Why did it escalate to the point that somebody had to get violent?
Yep. And
no, nothing. Oh, good, okay.
And they tried to explain these shits in those movies back in the day, like the Karate Kid.
Yeah. It
was one of those. It's all self-control, blah blah blah. But yo, back against the wall, wax on this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know, that's exactly what it was.
Like 3 times, bro.
Yeah.
He pushed this nigga off a hill. They almost murdered him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The 2 things that you also got to learn. 1, standing up for yourself like we don't expect everybody to be Jackie Chan.
Nope.
Sometimes you're gonna have to take an ass whooping.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's showing that you're making it difficult for the bully. You're not just gonna stand there and take the shit. And if you gotta take a couple ass whoopings, you got one or two choices. Either take your ass whoopings like a man or a woman, or eventually learn to fucking fight.
Or you're gonna have to get your big brother up in here.
Yeah.
You know, even out the playing field. But nowadays kids don't even take the ass whooping. They just like, yo, he doesn't leave me alone. Teach, he doesn't leave me alone. Don't worry about it. Like Pro Wrestling Podcast said, he was bullied and they told him to have thick skin. Yeah, my skin is so thick. Now I'm gonna kill you. Because you're not getting thick skin from him bullying you. You're literally severing like all your emotions, all your empathy, all that's out the window because no one's showing it to you. So you realize I don't need this. So all the empathy I have for the world that may the other people, nope, kill you. There goes my thick skin. You literally made me a fucking murderer because you don't want to help me deal with this, or at least show how to fucking deal with this shit. Even the incels, what are those fucking people?
Yeah.
The involuntary celibates.
Involuntarily celibate.
Yeah, those you know those people.
So
where they
have problems with women.
Oh, those assholes. Yeah, I know about them.
They blame their inadequacies with women on women.
Yeah, I've heard about them assholes. Yeah.
Yo, this is how dumb their logic is, right? Let's say there's a good. I'll give you 10. Let's say there are 10 women in your lifetime in this world that will love you fully.
Mm-hmm.
That means that out of the entire world, the population that you can talk to, 99.9999999% of them are gonna fucking turn you down because it's only those 10 women. So how are you mad at a process that it's supposed to happen that way? Because only one person at a time is gonna say yes to you, and until you find that person, the other ones have to turn you down. That's how it works.
But here goes the other crazy shit. They get so mad that they're getting turned down, but when you watch them, you're like, no, you're a creepy motherfucker.
Yeah.
Maybe if he wasn't so creepy, or maybe if he wasn't such an asshole, the girl would give you that much of a chance.
Now,
and with that much of a chance, you can make anything possible.
Now, see, here's what I was saying before. Underlying fucking issues. A couple of them that I've seen online, they don't know how to socialize properly. So there's that underlying issue that you have to take care of first before you get to the next step. Like what I was saying before with online bullying, if you take the mental disorders or the actual underlying causes out of it, and just go to like the female wrestler who was pushed. I don't know if she was suffering from depression or not, right? But let's just say she wasn't, and shit happens, and they pushed her. You gotta understand that yes, everybody has a right to express their opinions. But people have a right to say their shit. People have a right to not give a shit. Like, you got to take it all. If there's no underlying issue, take it all in stride. We're doing a movie podcast, right? If people don't like what we're saying about trading places, cool. That's fucking fine. Like, if everybody in the world all of a sudden turned around to me and was like, yo, Cap is a fucking idiot. He's just some fat white dude who thinks way too much about movies and comics. Cool. It's not gonna affect me one fucking bit.
And you know what we tell those people? Make sure you like, you subscribe, tell your mother, your father, go on Facebook, go on MySpace, download the link on Kazaa, and then go fuck yourself. Twice.
Yeah. But you know how I got to this point because I learned from parents growing up how to be comfortable about myself, how to be comfortable liking what I like, how to articulate myself, and how to understand that, again, just because you're into something doesn't mean everybody else is.
Absolutely.
And if you find people that are into it, cool. If you find people that are not into it, cool. It works both ways because you can gravitate to people and you can walk away from people.
And that's another thing. People never understand that part. Yo, all this shit in the media, whatever the fuck. Yo, but man, there's options. Options to turn shit off. Options to not have an account. Options to not be on social media. Options to kind of be on it. You know, options to respond. Options to just not give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just, yo, sometimes you gotta let shit just roll off the back. I'm not saying all the time. Now, this shit online, 90% of these people, 99% of these people, I'm never gonna see face to face.
Nope.
If I'm gonna see something about me right now in the group, right? And be like, oh, you appreciate whatever, I got my man. I'm pretty sure you live halfway around the fucking world, and if you ever saw me in person, you're not gonna win that one. I'm putting money on it that you're just a keyboard warrior.
Oh yeah.
Putting money on that, right? Because you're behind a name that's not your real name, and you're saying shit that you will never say to somebody's face. Cool. If this is the way you want to be a tough guy, no problem. I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna tell you I don't consider myself a tough guy, but if I have to defend myself, I will, both verbally and physically. But for this guy, this is how this guy or this person or whatever, this is how they show that they're manly and tough by typing words in capital letters really hard. Yes, yes, my friend, you are a badass. I apologize. Thing.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing. That's all you're doing. You're seeing, and then when somebody puts something online about their vulnerability or something like that, once again, you're making a choice, and that's a both brave and insane, because it can either work for you or completely against you. Because people can flip that shit like, oh, you're a bitch, you're weak, and this and that. And all of a sudden, you put yourself in a position where you thought people would help you, and then everybody's turned on you. You know what I mean? But once again, a choice was made.
See,
and then people here are making a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's either be polite or be pieces of shit.
To bank off of that real quick, if you're gonna make that choice to put something vulnerable, to put a piece of you out there and looking for connection, I implore you, if people connect with it, stick in that area.
Yep.
If you see people are not connecting, they're not. Don't bother with that. That's not the attention you were looking for anyway.
Absolutely.
Who gives a shit? Stick with it. It's weird because nowadays people say, "Oh, everybody's in their own little bubble, and they're only looking to affirm the information they know. They're not looking for new information." That's not what I'm talking about. Because sometimes you do have a fucking insecurity, or you do have something, and you need support. And if you're brave enough to put it out there, and you find people who are like-minded or are willing to help you out, then find that bubble, fucking swim in that bubble, and leave everything else outside of it.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
But also, double-edged sword. Also, be prepared.
Yep.
And if nobody throws a lifeline, be prepared to float a little bit longer until you find a lifeline that does come to you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't just stop swimming.
That's exactly it. You know, it is that proverbial double-edged sword. Is like there's going to be that good, but there's going to be that bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to be like that. You know what I mean? And people are going to like you, and people are not going to like you for all kinds of fucking reasons. 9 out of 10 when people don't like you, you know what I'm saying, and you're not a piece of shit or a dick, it's because you're able to be something they're not, and that's yourself. A lot of people are afraid to be who they really are.
Yep.
A lot of them, they're afraid of saying certain things and acting a certain way, and liking something like you said, you know what I mean, and then presenting it, you know. The only reason they're afraid of doing it, is because they're like, oh, what's somebody going to think? Oh, so sometimes, brother, you can't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It has to be the fact is, yo, listen, I like this, I like this, I like this, and I'll talk about it to whoever, whenever I want. Somebody doesn't want to talk about it, they can tell me, that's fine. But I'm going to wear it on my sleeve. And if you don't like it, hey, man, it's cool. That's on you, man.
Yeah.
But don't go out of your way to come and be like, oh, that's bullshit. Okay. You done? Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Because I don't give a shit. I'm going to like this regardless. I might even do some more just to fuck with you. But the point is, be comfortable in who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will not like that because they're not comfortable who they are
And
at all.
if you're
You know
gonna
what I'm saying?
if you're gonna put out something vulnerable, you have to be able to live in it. Like you have to
Yep.
be willing to live in. Like I have a video on this page of me talking about me getting over my mom. You know, basically purging myself from that. And the reason why I made the video is because like I spoke to Show about it, I spoke to Krills about it. I had some family members like I post up, you know, certain things, and they tell me that they're going through stuff also. And I was like, you know what, this would be the perfect way for me to purge everything, get it out of there, you know, physically say it, but also if somebody sees it, it may help them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I put it out there. But I'm not afraid of somebody talking shit about it because that's my truth, and I own it. When you own your vulnerability and your truth and all that other shit, no one can break that. You know? And like you said, they're just keyboard warriors. So delete the comment, block the person. That's how you fight back. Because all they're looking for is the spark to their fuel. Because they're looking for the next victim, the next person that they get off. They get off to that shit.
You know what it is? It's like Roman Reigns. They're just sitting there typing, "Acknowledge me, acknowledge me."
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then usually when someone like that with no attention is given, whatever like that, they'll get bored and move on.
Yep.
You know, they don't. Those kind of people don't even last. Not even after finishing typing one thing, they don't last. They never last so long because they're like, God, this person doesn't give a shit.
Oh yeah.
So I got to move on to somebody who does.
It's like that the Facebook post that I told you guys about. You know, I was joking with y'all, but you know, like it was serious joking. You know what I'm saying? Like the motherfucker really did that shit, and I wasn't like pissed, but it was like just one of those like this thing is stupid. But the more he kept replying to me, it was basically he was writing the opposite of whatever I said. So I said, all right, cool, write the opposite of this, and I didn't respond. And that was the end of our conversation. Life got a lot better. That was it. Go ahead, player. You won this. Now I'm gonna live my life.
I go, yeah, you're really badass, bro. You're the guy. You're the guy.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
You did it. Congratulations.
You got to remember, especially online, people say shit they think that's gonna affect you, and if you let it, it only affects you. Because if you don't let it, then they just turn around and go, "Oh, next person," and the thought of you goes out of their mind as if you were never even mentioned.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm saying that's why, you know, their words that someone's typing down because they're either frustrated or they're losers or they don't like the fact that you're open enough, willing enough to be either vulnerable or just yourself or just be passionate about something. You know, like some people are not, but that's another story for another time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't let that go. I apologize. I'm sorry. That's just been really irking me, but you know
I
what?
understood that reference.
Yes, you did, my brother. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where people would love to be passionate about something that they don't think is cool, you know, at all. Some people don't think comics are cool, movies. Some people don't think wrestling, baseball, basketball, whatever it is, shit, sewing. I don't give a fuck what it is. You know what I'm saying? But if you love doing this shit and you feel like, yo, maybe I can reach somebody else that loves doing it, and, you know, like you said, make that connection. Go fuck it, go for it. What's the worst that can happen? You at least need 3 people that like it too, and like, yo, at least I have 3 people that have something in common with me besides myself.
Yeah.
And 10 people go, oh, that's stupid. You go, that's fantastic. I don't know what you like, but I hope you enjoy it. Fun over there. Leave my stupid things over here to me.
Yeah.
You do your whatever the hell you do over there. And that's the thing, is one of those things of, listen, find your niche. You're gonna find them. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna take a lot of bullshit first. And you're gonna do some bullshit at first. But you find your niche and be like, yo, you're happy. Like you said in that bubble. Stay in that bubble, be happy. You know what I'm saying? And when somebody says some shit that you don't appreciate, you go, well, then go fuck yourself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you straight up. I'm a D&D player. I'm running a campaign right now. For anybody who doesn't know what that is, it's a tabletop game where you and the other players are basically creating a story. It's all about imagination and fun. I watch people play it online. I play it myself. I'm running a game. I have literally lost out on 3 chances to date 3 different girls because they heard that I play the game. That does not stop me from playing the fucking game. I'm not mad at them for turning me down. They're
They
not
can go
into
fuck
it.
themselves though.
Cool. I'm gonna go fuck. I'm still playing it, and if a day comes where a female is also into the shit, we'll fucking cross that bridge. I'll
Yep.
roll my fucking charisma die and see if I roll high
But
enough to
yeah,
make a connection.
but
Like
yeah,
that one.
but fun
Like that.
fact, they can go fuck themselves.
No, this is true. This
Yeah,
is true.
you know?
That is by far one of the fucking, how do I say this correctly?
Dumbest shit.
Not even dumb. That's one of the shallowest fucking reasons not to do something.
Yeah.
You know how shallow you got to be for that kind of shit. And I know you don't give a shit, Cap. All due respect.
No, yeah.
But we gotta call this what it is. What the fuck is a problem with that? At least, yo, for anything, they're gonna know what you be doing when you do it. They're gonna know where you're at.
You know,
Like, what's your man doing? He's playing D&D right now. I'm gonna go meet up with him.
I don't blame them because not too many people know what that actually means.
Yeah, I get.
So
Yeah,
when you
I
have
hear
a
that.
misconception of something, I don't blame you.
Mhm.
And if you're not willing to, this is what I was saying before. If you're not willing to learn past your misconception, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do to somebody who's not willing to meet you halfway at least. So
Yeah. But they can still go fuck themselves.
Yeah. I mean, I
'Cause I
get it.
bet
I've heard the same thing with me with comics, movies, pro wrestling, martial arts. The old girl's like, "You really into that shit?" I was like, "Who's not into want to get in shape and defend themselves? What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
But
What is wrong?
But
Who's not into good movies?
yeah. But I guarantee you.
Who's not into reading some good literature? Which it is at the end of the day. It's literature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't like pro wrestling. I get it. But you have your soap opera, right? I got mine.
Yeah.
This is my version of it.
But they'll tell you exactly what happened on the last episode of Real Housewives and what's going on with Khloe Kardashian and Crystal Bates or whoever the fuck else is out
Absolutely.
there.
You know what I'm saying?
Rihanna.
But I'm the dork that picks up a comic book. And I am.
Yeah.
And I love being that dork. But I'm just saying, I'm picking up something that's fictional. Meanwhile, you're watching idiots live their lives.
fictional.
When you go live your life, by the way. Try doing that. It's a little fun. When you go live your life, it's a little fun.
Yeah.
Just trust me. You know what I'm saying? But whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? I just, like I said, I find that to be a really shallow reason. You know what I mean? That's like if a girl tells me, "Oh, I like Desperate Housewives," right? Like if my lady would have said it, and I decide not to date her because of that. That's bullshit. That's one part of her life. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with that part. Oh, you want to watch the episode with me? No, I do not. This is why we have two TVs. I'm gonna go in this room and watch this. You watch that in that room, or I'll be in here reading or something. You know what I mean? Make these choices, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, what are you gonna go do? Oh, I'm gonna go to sparring session. Good. I'm gonna be here watching this show. See you when I get back.
That's it.
What are you doing? I'm about to go do the podcast. I'm gonna be in this room. You're gonna see where I'm at literally if you check your phone. You're gonna see me on the podcast. That's what I'm saying. It's like, don't let something that someone enjoys and they might be passionate about be the thing that you go, really that? And you can miss out on a great person because you were like, well, this I don't like about you. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of shit about me my lady doesn't like. But we do find common ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's always that thing like, yo, Cap likes D&D, right? And the lady might wind up with one day, she likes Martha Stewart. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? I can't come up with shit that women like. I'm sorry. But you're like
purses and drama.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But you're looking at like, yo, I'm playing D&D. She's watching Martha Stewart. You see the worlds apart that I'm talking about right here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And yet somewhere you meet right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? And that should be the thing. That should be it. It shouldn't be, oh, no, because you don't like that. I can't fuck with you. That shit got nothing to do with me. It got nothing to do with me, bro.
Lay, have you ever seen Modern Family?
Yeah.
Yo, the father of the not Bundy, but the other, the father of the kids. Yeah. He does magic and all this other shit, and he's like, he's a complete dork. Best character in the fucking show, though. Best character. He's the funniest motherfucker. He's the coolest dude. Everyone like, yo, you got a dream, go chase it. Like he'll encourage you to do anything, and he does magic that's smooth and all that other shit. But he's a dork. But meanwhile, I bet you the jock that you wanted, this big muscle stupid motherfucker, can't even make you happy. Not only can he make you happy, but raise your children, do magic, suspend your belief in shit, but also encourage you to live your own life. Because
Exactly,
his
that's what I'm saying. There's
imagination,
that,
because,
that's that person that you would never think is like,
because his
if
imagination's running wild.
You're with them now,
Yep.
and you're like, yo, had I said no to him just because of that little thing that I wasn't a fan of, what if I would have missed out on all this? You know what I mean? And that's what I hear what you're saying. It's pretty much is like, yo, if that magic shit, I would have been like, oh, that's so dorky. But the fact that I was able to just like not even look past it, like, yo, I just accepted that's what he likes. Now we're here. We have 3 beautiful kids, I believe, in the show. I have this big house. He has a great job. So do I. What the fuck was I thinking? You know what I mean? And it's worse because people that are older do it. And you sit back and go, really? Like you're hung up on the fact that I like to read comic books? That bothers you. That bothers you.
But the motherfucker selling drugs to the kids is fine.
Yeah. No, that guy's fantastic, right?
he's
the guy
good.
that's gonna wind up abusing you 2 years into this relationship that you're getting with him.
Here's the funny
shit out of you because he doesn't read a comic book or go take out his frustrations in the gym or something.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the funny thing. Like you brought up, this is just an example, but you brought up like if me with D&D and somebody like Martha Stewart, right?
Mm-hmm.
If here's where the shallowness really lies. Because if that prevented you from dating me, let's say, right, where in the other world, the Martha Stewart lady still dated me but didn't get the D&D. You know what I would be able to do? I'd be able, if I truly wanted to have this relationship, I'd be able to turn around and go, oh, Martha Stewart's all about arts and crafts and home decoration and all that. Well, cool. Hey, babe, you don't want to play, but if you use this character, which is a druid, they do druid craft. They make arts and crafts. They do this. So if you ever wanted to play, you can have, there's your in. You can have somebody who's like Martha Stewart.
Yeah, you can relate it to what she likes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
That's what you have to do. You gotta get over
that
fucking hump and just
and you know what the crazy shit is? At the end of the day, it's all imagination. D&D is a very extensive imagination game. Movies are imagination. Wrestling is imagination. Comic books is all imagination. Now, when you think about it, right? We watch wrestling. That's fake. Whatever. So is the love story that you love watching. You extend your imagination to believe that some dude is gonna stand in a thunderstorm with a boombox playing your favorite song outside your window. Honey, you live on the 18th floor of the projects. That boombox, you ain't hearing it. He ain't throwing no rock 18 fucking stories up and hitting your window. You don't have fucking Mariano Rivera as a fucking boyfriend. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But you love that shit. You watch all the drama with the Kardashians and Kanye West and all that other shit. And Rihanna. You love all that shit. We love the drama that happens in wrestling. The drama that happens in D&D. It's all extended. You never wanted to be a superhero? Like, I'm pretty sure at one point in your life, I wish I had speed so that way I'll never be late. That's the Flash. I had anger issues. I related to the Hulk. I always wanted to be strong. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't want to be invisible at one point? It's all about imagination. When you have those outlets to let go of your imagination, it's beautiful. And everyone's imagination is the same. We just let it out differently. And that whole Martha Stewart person, you wanna create a room to make it look beautiful. D&D, you can create a world to make it look beautiful. What's the problem? What's the difference? There's no difference. It's just one's a stigma. Why? Because you don't understand it.
And there's always that person that they will downplay it, all right, and they picture certain people that like certain things, right?
Yep.
Like, oh, you definitely like that. And I remember one day I was literally in the finishing sparring session, right? And somebody like I was saying kind of short sleeve shirt, and somebody goes, "What's that?" I go, "Oh, this is my favorite comic book character, it's the Punisher." He goes, "You like comic books?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely." He goes, I didn't because I'm in here doing this. Dude, one of the main motivations for me wanting to do martial arts is like Batman and Captain America and Nightwing and shit like that. Yeah, absolutely. The Punisher too. You know, it's like I literally see these heroes throwing these kicks, and then I got the movies. You know, the Chuck Norrises, the Bruce Lee, the Van Dams. He's like movies too. I was like, all right, I don't know what your perception of me was. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand it. And he straight up told me, goes, yo, honestly, dude, I thought you were about going to bars and just fighting people. I was like, first of all, I want to make this very clear to you. I don't pick fights. I'm not a bully. I hate bullies. Two, if I go to bars because I just want to have a drink and chill with my peoples, or maybe just I just want to. Sometimes I go dolo. I just don't want to. I just want to be like, hey, I'm here like that. But mostly, I'm either sparring, reading comics, watching pro wrestling. He goes pro wrestling. I go, holy shit! I keep digging this hole with this dude. I'm like, dude, what is your deal, man? What do you like? I like music. So do I.
There you
I
go.
like I like baseball. Meet me in the playoffs. I like football. So do I. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Braves won, by the way. My watch telling me.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and every time I name something, he was unexpectedly surprised. You know, like the levels that he was on some. I never imagined that. I go, but why not?
But here's my question: what the fuck kind of person did he imagine you to be? Just a scarecrow?
I go to a bar, I drink, and I come out and I fight somebody. That is what I'm understanding. What all he said
Yeah.
was that.
He
I
imagined
was like,
You know what it is? You remember the movie The New Guy?
yeah,
You wake up in the straitjacket with the mouth guard,
yeah,
and they let you out to go fight,
yeah.
and then you come back
That's
and
pretty
you're in
much
the
it. That's it.
yeah.
That's it. I only get out to be violent. It was one of the it was one of the
Tokar,
strangest
Razor.
interactions I've had with another human being in my entire life. I was like, my man. I said, yo, what about me led you to believe this? He goes, nah, just the way you are. How do I talk to people? Look at what I'm talking to you right now. Yo, first of all, I'm completely confused. I just want you to know this. This right here is me not understanding what I'm being told. And then two, how do I talk to people? Am I screaming and am I swinging every day? Well, on that mat, yeah, we're sparring, bro. I get hit, I hit back.
Yeah,
That's
contact
what when you spar, that's what you do. Surprise, surprise, big man. You know? And then I was like, yo, ask anybody in here, man. That's not who I am at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's just like, and every time I rattled anything new off, he was on some, really? I'm like, yes, really, bro. Really, yes. Comic books, pro wrestling, movies. Yes, dude. So you're like a nerd. Absolutely. Just a nerd that can probably beat the shit out of you. He was like, you see what I'm saying? I go, no. In all due respect to my defense, you really walked into that one. Didn't you? You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because we would interact, but I found that shit to be so weird. I was like, I'm not gonna be around this cat like that. You know what I'm saying? Yo, because it was. I'm gonna tell you again, fellas, one of the most awkward exchanges I've ever had in my entire life, and I've had a lot of them. But my man was like, I never pictured any of that. I was like, but why? Don't get it. You know what I'm saying? When I meet people, I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, I mean, I wouldn't fuck with him, but I don't think he's a dick. Hoping. Yeah, this dude completely had me misread terribly. I was like, damn, so I just go to bars and after that pick fights? What the fuck is wrong with you? What kind of dick is by the way, if I was like that, I should be dead by now.
Yeah, for real.
Somebody would have been murdered me. You know what I'm saying? But it was weird, yeah. The one that really threw him off is when I said comic books. He was like, really? Like my little brother likes it. I think he's a nerd. I was like, because you're an asshole.
Yeah, that's what it is.
You're talking like I figured you pictured me. Like an asshole.
Yeah.
He was like, I know you're not calling me an asshole. Yes, I just called you an asshole 3 times. I know you caught that. You're acting the way you think I am, like an asshole. That's 4. So, and I've never wanted to interact like that again, ever with anybody. Because I was frustrated, confused, and dumbfounded, honestly. I was just like, all right, whatever, man.
I was confused and dumbfounded with the last girl that I was talking to at the job. Because the conversation was a normal conversation, right? Then it picked up a little bit. Then she literally told me that it had been 6 months from the last time anybody touched her. And in my head, I was like, okay, that's
That's really random. That's
yeah.
random.
So then I didn't even bring up D&D. One of my residents came up and was like, yo, Vic, how was the game the other day? And I responded to him. And then she fucking shut me down. And I was like, wait a minute. You specifically told me that ain't nobody want to play with you the last 6 months. And now here I am knocking at the door, and you're going to fucking turn around and deny me for what? Like, obviously, the 6-month comment was meant to trigger something.
It's true. It's true. That you just don't throw that out there.
Yeah. In my head, I didn't want to embarrass her, but in my head, because I'm a smartass, I wanted to look at her when she gave me that look and be like, oh, I guess it's going to be 7 months now.
Yeah. Like, we figured out the reason why it's been 6 months, bitch.
Yeah. I think I understand. Yeah, that would have been a good one. Like that. Well, I guess get ready for number 7, you jackass.
But
It's
I've never experienced. I've been turned down before, but
Yeah,
I've
of course.
never been.
We all
I've
have,
never been turned down after somebody almost verbatim turn around going, "Hey, would you touch me?"
You're pretty much, in so many ways she extended it offer. Like, no, nobody's touched me in 6 months. It's like, what? First of all, that was random. Second of all,
See,
are you
how she missed out?
Are you throwing me a line, or are you fucking with me right now?
You know how she missed out? I could have used an actual D&D item, the Wanda Smiles, and had her fucking smiling all day.
There you go, magic missile that shit.
I got that reference.
Could have magic
I
missile
definitely
that
got
shit.
that reference. Holy shit, I got that reference. That's a good one. I got to use that one. The Wanda Smiles. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. Hey, where'd you get that from? On the podcast. You see the episode.
Yeah, you gotta be there. Yo, but it's 12 o'clock, everybody. You know what we do. Yo, that's how good Trading Places was. It made us talk about life.
Yep.
It made us talk about life for you motherfuckers. And I don't know what you're talking about, show enough, but thanks for doing the Friends monologue. He said it's not pink, it's salmon.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
kind of late to that reference.
Yeah.
But thanks.
Kenny's like, what am I gonna do for the rest of the night? Yo, you can replay the podcast. Didn't you watch? You didn't watch yesterday's podcast. Well, you know what I'm saying? Watch yesterday's podcast, bro. We went in deep yesterday. Yeah, we went in some shit yesterday, bro.
Yes, we did.
Yeah,
it was good all around matchups.
Hell yeah. And I'm speaking to the governor. Apparently, I need sleep. They're making it against the law that I don't get sleep. So. On that note, it's your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Appreciate all y'all being here. Show you get a pass for tonight. Kenny, stay on until tomorrow when we talk about wrestling. That's gonna be a good one. Also, we're gonna introduce Knucklehead Court tomorrow. I got three subjects I want to talk about, and if you guys got anything that you want to talk about, let's go. It's gonna be quick segments, but Knucklehead Court. I gotta get the gavel, whatever, and we're gonna do it. Yeah.
I want to talk about the legality of when Matilda bit Bobby the Brain Heenan.
Oh yeah.
The dog should have been on a leash.
That's true. That's true. Fucking bitch. Good night, everybody. So you're telling me he gonna bring a gun as long as they're outside of the ring?
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
Trading Places is dope like that. We went everywhere.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yo, that's how the movies back in the day were, man. It leads you to a deeper conversation.
For real.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's funny because it could be the smallest thing from the intro. There's one intro, right? Oh, the intros for the Warriors. Where we're like, yo, what stop is that? You know what stop that is? Yeah. And because the trains go pretty fast, but you can still tell a lot of them stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I know where that is. And then when you get to the park, like, oh shit, I've been there. Like, oh, this happened there. This happened. And then you go